Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I am your host, Tony, also known as the Couch Scout Extraordinaire and Pastor Trenches. All right. Happy Monday to everybody. How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend? Did everybody have a good weekend? All right. Uh, as always, this is where we talk football with no fake hot takes and no media spin, just facts first, football context, and a real debate. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you have not subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, I would appreciate if you do subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notification bells. Select all so you'll be made aware whenever I do go live, and that's Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. All right. You can also check the links in the YouTube description for the Patreon and everything connected to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. We are part of the Carolina Armchair GM Network, and as usual, let's shake a little honey from the tree. All right. Hey, so who do we have in here first this morning? Quante Lewis at top of the morning, my guy. Hey, top of the morning to you as well, Quante Lewis. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you hit that select button. Hit that like button. I said select button. Lord, I'm tripping already. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. NH official say our player management is bad. Dog, there you go. You complaining and fussing already, huh? NH. I feel you though. Hey, make sure you hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Nisnami saying morning, Panther Nation. What's up, Nisnami? Greatly appreciate you tapping in this morning on this beautiful Monday morning. Let me say that. This beautiful Monday morning. All right. Papa said, what tea we spilling? Oh, I ain't spilling no tea, but yeah, we're gonna talk about not a comment, but a subject that is near and dear to your heart, Poppin. So I hope you can join me on the panel. All right, we're definitely going to get into that. Gerald Sticks, my guy, said good morning, UO Sports Talk. What's going on, Gerald? How you doing this morning? Hit that like button for me on your way in. I greatly appreciate it. NH official with the laughing emojis. Tim Bala said G morning. What's going on, Tim? Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button for me on your way in. I will drop the link now in case anybody want to come up on the panel and enjoying the day's discussion. Okay, got what I was doing there for a minute. All right, so that's the link if anybody want to come up. All right, so real quick, we're gonna go into the daily injury report and transaction update. All right, so we do have Chris Brazzell that was out Sunday. Rehab with knee soreness. He was with the rehab group, and he's currently being monitored. Robert Hunt and Mike Jackson both have what Dave Canales described as a camp back. All right, they did not practice Sunday. I know Robert Hunt also didn't practice Friday as well. Both are expected back soon. Transactions over the weekend. So the Panthers officially signed offense outside linebacker Cam Gill, who was also the 2026 UFL Defensive Player of the Year. This is his second stint with the team, so hopefully it'll be better than the first. We also signed defensive tackle Kyan Bars, defensive tackle Elijah Garcia, and cornerback DeCarlos Nicholson. All right. waived was offensive tackle Darrell Bailey, outside linebacker Jared Bartlett, and cornerback Mike Reed. All right, so that's what the transactions and the injury updates over the weekend. And the practice schedule is the Panthers are not scheduled to practice today. Their next practice is Tuesday, and Canales said that will be Carolina's first padded practice of training camp. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the reports that come out about the padded practice. The first day in pads. So that kind of give a indication, um, a better indication of what the first, you know, 4 or 5 days of practice has been. Okay. Um, Yeah. Tuesday practice will be important because the pads will begin giving us better information about the offensive line, protection, run game movement, and the physical part of these roster competitions. All right. Also, the NFL Players Association is reviewing the circumstances surrounding Nic Scourton's injury, but let me make the most important point clear immediately. All right. A review is not a guilty verdict. A review is not a guilty verdict. Okay. So today we're going to separate what Carolina confirmed, what reliable reporters have reported, what the CBA actually allows, what the practice video must answer, and what remains unknown. Okay. Then we will examine why New Orleans cannot be dismissed after sweeping Carolina last season, and we will finish with Xavier Legette's brilliant and strong Sunday and the 5 offensive tests that begin when the pads go on Tuesday. So stay with me. The conversation requires facts, not assumptions, as always. And let me bring my homeboy to the stage. Popping. Mr. Put them paws on him. What's happening?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Bear with me if I'm headed to the country. So if I start sounding weird, I'll jump off.
Yeah. I won't be surprised you start glitching. You know how I do. I would
Yeah.
not be surprised. I would be not be surprised. So Nic Scourton suffered a season-ending injury during Carolina's first on-field training camp practice. The
Uh-huh.
NFLPA is now reviewing the circumstances, and the Panthers say they will cooperate. That makes this a serious player safety story. What it does not do is establish that Dave Canales or the Carolina Panthers violated a rule. The injury happened during the CBA's 5-day acclimation period. The rules prohibit live contact during that period, but they do allow full speed practice work on days 2 through 5. So that difference is critical. A proper mute your mic for me.
Yeah, I turned that
The
off.
correction, the correction question, the correct question is not simply did Scourton get injured during the final practice. The correct question should be what was the drill? What were the players instructed to do? How much contact occurred? What does the video show? And did the practice comply with the rules that apply to scoring on that specific day? That is where today's first half begins. All right. So let me remove that. All right. The Scoring NFLPA review investigation versus conclusion. So let's start by placing part of this story into the correct facts first category. All right. So you have the confirmed information. Nic Scourton injured his knee during Carolina's first on-field training camp practice on Friday and was carted off. Panthers placed him on injury reserve the next day. The practice occurred during the NFL's 5-day acclimation period under the CBA, though that period's exact timing depends on the player's reporting date. All right. So the credible reporting is multiple outlets, including NFL Network, reported a torn ACL, which we've already confirmed, and the Panthers have already confirmed as well. Pro Football Talk first reported the NFLPA is reviewing practice video, and the Athletic and Charlotte Observer confirmed the review on Carolina's cooperation. No NFLPA finding or CBA violation has been issued thus far. So that's important to say as well. All right. What we don't know, we do not have the full coaching instruction, full practice video, or context, or confirmation of any rule breach. We also do not know whether NFLPA has identified a specific violation. No official ruling has been made. So this is what the CBA actually says. All right. Article 23 sets a 5-day on-field acclimation period. And I think I have the slide on that. Let's see. Yes. Okay, we skipped that part. Oh, not that one. All right. So, yes, I did make one on Article 23. All right. So, yeah, day one is limited to meetings, conditioning, and non-football work. I mean, no helmets, footballs, or team drills. So we all know that the injury happened on day one, right? So according to the CBA, Article 23, said day one is limited to meetings, conditioning, and non-football work. No helmets, footballs, or team drills. All right. So that's important to remember. That days 2 through 5 allow full speed practice, but no live contact is permitted. Helmets and protective shirts are allowed early with shells added later in the period. So when you see them walking around, it look like they got shoulder pads on. Those are not shoulder pads. What we used to call them back in the days, we used to call them our spider pads. Those are the shells that kind of look like you have on shoulder pads, but you don't. Back then we used to wear those spider pads up under our shoulder pads and our pants if you had the full girdle. All right. So full speed is allowed, but it's not the same as live contact football. Players can run full team drills, but they cannot engage in prohibited contact or turn those periods into tackling situations. That's why a team running a team drill alone does not answer the question. The key issue is whether contact rules were followed in that specific rep. All right. That's important to remember. Whether the contact rules will follow in that specific rail. Rep. The NFLPA's review should determine whether coaching instructions, intensity, or execution cross the line into prohibited live contact. Teams are also required to film and preserve all practice footage, which gives the NFLPA and league a full record beyond clips or eyewitness accounts. So that is what the NFLPA is currently going through. They are currently going through their practice footage, which all teams are required to preserve and maintain in instances like this. So that's good that the Panthers had it and was able to make it available as well. All right. So Poppin, the first question goes to you, my friend. So
Mm-hmm.
given Scourton's season-ending injury during the acclimation period and no confirmed CBA violation, should
Mm-hmm.
fans suspect the Panthers or wait for the NFLPA video review before judging? What say you?
Oh man, come on now. You know what world we live in. First we're gonna suspect and judge. I mean, who don't judge? We all judge. I
No,
mean, that'll be
what are you gonna say, sir? What are you gonna
well,
say?
the unfortunate issue is that everything is put on social media. So if the first part of the
Yeah.
rule is no contact, um, and engagement of each other, well, they was already posting 11 on 11s on their Instagram. So it's like,
On
is
day
that
one?
on day one? Yeah. So is that not which I believe I'm correct. Somebody make sure but I believe I've seen that on the first day. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like is that not considered contact? So if I'm off, then I'm off. You know, so I'm not saying right, but I thought that there
Well,
were some 11 on 11 highlights that came out on day one, but could be wrong. Um, uh, good thing is that Dave Canales has been through this already. He said
yeah,
back in his younger
yeah.
days in Seattle. So it's like he should know what not to do and what to do. So people are going to suspect. I'm kind of 50-50. If that's the case, if my memory is correct, then they're probably get hit with a fine, which ain't nothing but like $250,000, and I think they lose like a practice. Well, unfortunately, I think that comes out of Dave Canales' pocket. But I mean, he's got money, so I mean, yeah.
What you mean? He got money. That's not gonna hit Canales. That's gonna be if any fine is levied, that's gonna be for the team. That's not gonna come directly out of Dave Canales' pocket.
I think the
Why you
coaches
say
get.
that?
I think the coaches get fined. Look it up. I think the coaches get fined $250,000.
Well, it depends on the severity of what they find. So let's not jump to
Well,
conclusion and
no,
automatically just think.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. There's different levels to it. So like he's like level one,
Mm,
level two, level three, and level four. I think at level one, you automatically get hit with $250,000. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
yeah. Oh no, I
So,
have to go back and look at that, see what the actual fine is for a head coach. Cause I cannot see um him being responsible for that much.
but
Now I
who?
could be wrong,
So
but
who should be responsible then?
that's a team.
No, 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 no,
That's a
no,
team
no,
as a
no, no.
whole.
No. The team
Well,
follows what the head
okay,
coach
hold on.
tells you to do. You get what I'm
So
saying?
are you talking about the fine first or the responsibility of how practice was ran?
The so how practices ran is on the head coach because
That's
everybody's
facts.
underneath him, and he should know the protocols. And not only that, they have access to all the rules and regulations, which he admitted himself. They had already gotten to a situation before back in like 2012.
Mhm.
So it's not like he don't know. So he can't have that excuse because he's already admitted that they got fined before in his younger
Right.
days. The fine, I still think belongs to the head coach because you're the one telling everybody what to do. It's your program. It shouldn't be
Okay.
on the coaching staff. It shouldn't be on the GM. It shouldn't be on the owner, and it shouldn't be on the players.
So
There's go ahead.
I see Panthers for Life said they were in the classroom day one, but I know he got injured on day one. So was it during a conditioning drill? Because if it was during a conditioning drill, then the Panthers won't be charged with anything. That's a freak accident that happened during a conditioning drill. I don't think there's been no evidence or anyone has come out with any evidence saying that it was a contact drill or they was having contact with the said player. So
Mhm.
I don't know that yet. I don't know that to be true, and I haven't seen no reporting that says that was true. Have you?
But see, the thing is, Tony, is I don't think they're necessarily going to be looking at Nic Scourton necessarily. Yes, they're gonna look at him and see what happened with him on that play, but they're gonna take that whole
Hmm.
practice and see if there were any type of contact that wasn't supposed to be displayed.
Right. So again, what I'm saying is there hasn't
Mhm.
been any report that says that there
Right.
was any contact that happened. I don't think no one has came out and confirmed saying that he got injured during a contact drill. I haven't seen that yet. All I'm saying is
Right.
what we have seen that has been
Mhm.
confirmed that he was injured on day one. And I'm saying if he was just running a conditioning drill and he tore his ACL, because most ACL injuries are non-contact injuries. So if it happened during a situation like that, then that will dissolve the Panthers of any wrongdoing, and they won't be fined.
See, that's what you're thinking. What I'm trying to say is think bigger than that. Just because, like I said, once they investigate,
I'm thinking with the rules, sir. I'm thinking with the rules. If they are found to not have committed or broken any rules, they will not be fined. Poppin'.
okay, Tony, have you ever, let's say, uh, got in trouble for one thing, or was looked into for one thing, but then along the line, other things were found,
Yeah, of
or
course.
knew somebody? So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it can still be okay. Nothing with Nic Scourton was out of line, but while reviewing the tape, they seen something else and say, "Hold on, that's a violation." Because it's just like if when people come and inspect your restaurant, this, and that could give you a good grade. But along our investigation, we found this. You can still get hit with a violation, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you're all the way off the clear just because you don't see anything happening with Nic Scourton. He might have been running, warming up and towards ACL. But within what they seen, they're like, okay, this also came up. You're clear on that end, but what is this? Why is it? You're not supposed to be doing that either. You know what I mean? You was clear over here.
Okay,
What is this? This is what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, yes, I understand what you're saying when we're speaking. When you put it when you put it that way. But what I'm saying is basically I don't think they're going to be. Then just my opinion. I'm not saying whether they will or whether they will or what they won't do.
Right.
Would or wouldn't do. But if the investigation is into his injury, I'm of the mindset that they're just investigating that injury. This is not like the police, and you invite them in their house, and you know what I'm saying, and they ask you can they search the house without a search warrant, and you say no, but without a search warrant, they can still look around. They can still look at things that are visible to the eye. They can't go opening no drawers, no closets, looking under the bed, behind the dresser or anything like that. But if they looking just casually because you allowed them into your house and they see something that may spark other charges, then yeah, that's different. But that we're talking about a crime being committed. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, they strictly said that they were going to be looking into Nic Scourton's injury, and typically they don't go searching for other things just because they can't find something wrong with the initial thing.
I get that. I'm not saying that they're
Does that
going to
make
look
sense?
for it. I'm just saying it makes sense. I'm just saying I'm not saying that they're not looking for anything outside of that. I'm saying because we're looking at a whole field. Because unless you're getting the tape redacted and you're sending it off to the CPA or whatever, I mean, then it's redacted. Certain parts will cut out as far as the practice. I don't know if they do that. It's too many questions. That's what I'm saying. Like if they got cameras, it's like, all right, we need you to send a tape of the practice. Or are they saying, okay,
Right.
we only want to see what part Nic Scourton got hurt at? So I'm not really sure how they're going about it. I'm just throwing
Right.
it out there that it's possible that other things might be exposed. Unfortunately, it's always good to be like,
Right.
dang, this wasn't what they're looking for, but I blatantly see, then this right here, it's out in the
Yeah.
open. So
Well,
they're not out the clear yet.
Pan-
So
Pan-
we'll see.
Panthers for life. The veterans reported on the 22nd, which was Wednesday. The 23rd, which was Thursday, was the first official day of
Mhm.
practice. that's the day he got hurt. It wasn't the second day. It was the first day. The rookies
Right.
report on the 21st. The vets reported on the 22nd. The first day of training camp was Thursday the 23rd. All right. Gerald Sticks don't say practice was ended following the Scourton injury. Okay. And real quick, shout out to Square Circle. He said, Macaroni Tony, what's good, my boy? What's good, Square Circle? Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button for me. And it was somebody else that I forgot. Let me go up. Cool CC7277. He said, good morning. Good morning to you, CC. I mean, Cool C. I appreciate that. Candy Girl with the hand wave. What's up, Candy Girl? Appreciate you guys tapping in. Hit that like button for me on your way in. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, hey, make sure you subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm trying to reach my first goal of 100 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 95. So I need 5 more subscribers, okay, to reach my first goal of 100. All right. And Earl Locklear, he said, what's good, Tony? What's good, Earl? Appreciate you for tapping in as well, my guy. Gerald Sticks Jones, I appreciate you for popping in as well this morning. Hit that like button for me. Greatly appreciate it. All
Can I ask you
right,
a
let's
question, Tony?
see. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, shout out to Panther Circle, man. I appreciate you commenting underneath my post. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because it was only
his
Mhm.
real name is Square Circle. You got to say Square
Oh,
Circle.
Squirrel
Yeah.
Circle. Okay.
No, Square Circle. Yeah.
Square Circle. Okay.
Yeah. You ever
Uh,
seen a Square Circle?
uh nah, I ain't
It
never seen
so
that.
that means it don't exist, right?
It don't exist. But I mean, hey, anything's possible in 2026. So uh,
Let me leave Circle alone. Go ahead, man. What's your question?
so do you think this is heightened just because there was only two teams practicing during this time, which is the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers? Because what other reasons
No.
why yeah, I think it was only two teams practicing.
No.
This
I was giving to answer your question before you finish. Go ahead.
oh,
My apologies.
because or just because it's the injury, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, the first day somebody's, you know what I mean, like or do you think it was something else that happened? Like it was something that was said, maybe to a doctor or to somebody who's around that probably like, made a light bulb go off and say, you know what, maybe we need to investigate. What do you think? Now we're
No, I think
suspecting.
it's just plain. I think it was just plain and simple. An injury occurred, a devastating injury, season-ending injury happened on the first day of practice. And they have to do their due diligence and review the tape and make sure that all rules were followed on the first day of practice. I don't think there was any hit inside information that was given to the NFLPA. I don't think, all these other different things. I think exactly what happened is the reason why it triggered the NFLPA.
Gotcha.
So they're doing their due diligence and going back and reviewing the tape and make sure that all the rules were followed on the first day of practice. Tip Drill
Cool.
Will, what's going on, my man?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How's everybody
What's
doing?
what's up, Will?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening? Talk to me. How was your weekend?
Nothing. It was good, man. It was good. It was good. I was just listening to you guys. I was just wrapping up everything this morning, and then I wanted to jump on and participate.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you're here. What do you think about this whole Nic Scourton NFLPA review, and do you think there was any um bad intentions or insider provided information that triggered the NFLPA to respond, or do you think that it was just a clear cut possible rule violation and they doing their due diligence by coming in and making sure that the rules were followed on day one? What you think?
I don't think the intent to harm was there, or the intent to break the rule was there. I don't think that,
Mm-hmm.
because if the intent the rule was to be broken and they broke the rule, like Poppin was saying, they were showing like, you know, uh, 11 on 11 drills, 7 on 7 drills, stuff like that. So if they thought that they were
Mm-hmm.
breaking a rule, I don't think that they would have shown that. If that is if that is what breaks the rule.
Well, it says on Article 23 of the CBA, it says day one is limited to meetings, conditioning, and non-football work. That means no helmets,
mm,
football, or team drills. So if you were running 7 on 7 or 11 on 11 on day one, well, from the reading of Article 23, you are in direct violation of the CBA.
right, right. I agree. So if that's the case, I think that because it happened on day one, how does, and like if you're the NFLPA and your job is to protect the players, you're like, wait a minute, he got an ACL injury on day one, and it was just supposed to
Yeah.
be conditioning drill and team meeting. How you tear his ACL on a team meeting? Or to take a conditioning test. You know what I'm saying? How did that happen? That
Well, now
alone was
you can't tear ACL on a conditioning test. A
no,
non-contact injury like that can happen.
but it's fleetingly, not less probable, right? It's less probable than if it was a contact drill or if they were running on 11 on 11s or stuff like that. If that's the case,
Mm-hmm.
that's why they probably said, well, let us take a look at this, make sure that everything's on up and up, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's where it's coming from. Let me look at this. Let me make sure everything's on the up and up on behalf of the people who pay our salary, the players
Right.
that we are responsible to ensure that they are being protected, because they can't sit up there and argue with the coach and say, today we're not supposed to be doing or we're only supposed to be doing meetings and conditioning tests. We ain't supposed to be doing nothing else. Next thing you know,
Right.
you out on the street
Right.
for being non-conformist. And you be like, well, they kicked me, they cut me because of this. You can't prove that.
Right.
So the play I applaud the play association for checking in on it. But even if I think, I mean, I don't know Dave Canals personally. I just don't think that he's the type of person that would, have an intention to either be a rule breaker or to willingly, obviously no coach would willingly injure their player because they want their player to succeed. So
Right.
that's my thoughts.
Rashak, what's going on, man? Talk to me. How you feeling this fine
Can,
Monday morning?
can y'all hear me good or nah?
Yeah, we hear you. You
Yeah,
there?
I'm on my other phone cracked, so I had to use I'm on my humble phone right now. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you right now. Yeah. Can
Am
you
I going
hear
in and
us?
out or y'all hear me good?
We hear you. We hear you
Yeah,
good,
I hear
Rashak.
y'all.
Can you hear me? Okay, we hear you good, dog. What's happening?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, yeah, I hear you. What up, Tom? What up, Pop? What up, what y'all do?
What's going on, man?
What up,
Everything
Shaq?
good?
Hell yeah.
So
I'm up, man. I'm
let me
look. Go ahead.
let, let me read the
I'm
debate
listening.
question again for Rashak and Will, and Rashak, you can respond. Given Scourton's season-ending injury during the acclimation period and no confirmed CBA violation, should fans suspect the Panthers or wait for the NFLPA video review before judging? What say you, Rashad?
You said do the Panthers should they wait to the review to do what now?
They should fans suspect the Panthers of wrongdoing or wait for the NFLPA video review before judging?
Uh, I think they should wait until after the review to judge because, well, me personally, I don't really know what happened. I just heard that he went down with an injury. I don't know if it was on like a one-on-one, or I don't know if it was conditioning, or I don't know. So like, my opinion, I would wait until the NFLPA reviews it and then make make your own decision about that. But me personally, I
Right,
don't think Dave Canales and the organization had them doing stuff they intentionally wasn't supposed to be doing, and that caused him to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was
right,
doing some conditioning or something like that and tore it. You know what I mean? But we shall see. But I'm gonna wait and hold my judgment until the NFLPA do their review.
right. I got you. What you think, Will?
I think that I hold my judgment until the Players Association do their review. And to your point that you asked me, like because I came in on the follow-on question, I don't think that there's
Yeah.
any ill intent by the organization. And if the organization gets fined by it, I think that they'll feel bad that they'll feel bad that, okay, one of our young budding players, we wasn't supposed to even be doing that on day one of practice. And they don't want to look bad in front of the team's eyes of doing, doing a drill they wasn't supposed to be doing. They got fined for it and someone got hurt. They don't want that
Mm-hmm.
kind of look on their face. So that's an internal thing as well as to the locker room itself.
Okay. All right. Gerald Stick Jones said the team did their conditioning test on Wednesday when the vets reported the Scourton injury occurred Thursday, which it did. Wouldn't that be classified as day two? I would say that's
Mm.
day two. From my understanding, the rookies reported Tuesday, which was the 21st, and the vets reported Wednesday, and the first day of training camp was Thursday. Now I could be wrong. They may have did the conditioning stuff on Wednesday. That will come out once the NFLPA has finalized uh their their um their investigation. Yeah, so I thought the first day of training camp was Thursday, not Wednesday. So that's a good question, Gerald. Hey, I started the first poll to what is your position right now? Number one is wait for evidence. Number two is injury time is concerning. Number three is likely followed rules, and number four is not enough info. You could press one, two, three, or four in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. The poll will automatically tabulate your answers, and we can look at it in a few minutes. All right. So do me that favor. Press one, two, three, or four, like Gerald did in the chat, and I would greatly appreciate it. Frankie said there is plenty of tape from the credential YouTube channels. Okay. Yeah, if it is, I have to go back and look at it because I didn't pay attention for anything on Wednesday. I thought that the first day of training camp was Thursday, but if that is true, then I don't. If the conditioning happened on Wednesday and his injury happened on Thursday, then based off that information, I don't see why the Panthers would be in violation. But it also raised the question, though, if that's the case, then why was the NFLPA even bought in? Because if it happened on day 2 and not day 1, I mean, what are we talking about? Because day 2 through 5, let me go back and read that to you guys again. Article 23 of the CBA says day 2 through 5 allow full speed practice, but no live contact is permitted. Helmets and protective shirts are allowed early, with the shells added later in the period. The shells are just like the spider pads, what we used to call them spider pads, that goes up under the shoulder pad. All right, it's just extra padding around across your shoulders and the front part of and the back part of your the top half of your back and your chest part. It was like a harness that you wore up under your shoulder pads. Some of them had like a full girdle. Also has the butt pad and side pads. Especially when it comes to contact. When you put full pads on. But yeah, that's what your spider shells. That's what your shells are. So those are the rules that allow on day 2 through 5, and it could be in a situation where it was full speed, during no live contact. How much of the contact is considered not allowed contact? I have no idea. All right. Poppin, what you feel about that? If it happened on day 2, like Gerald Sticks Jones just mentioned in the chat, and he tore his ACL. How do you feel about the NFLPA investigating that? Even though there was not supposed to be no live contact during that day as well, because I do remember seeing Chris Brazzell going up to catch that ball in the end zone, and Mike Jack made contact with him. I mean, is that what you call contact just because you touched the player? Or, is it a little bit more aggressive in nature? Go ahead, Will. You answer that question since Pop and dropped off.
Okay. So I don't know the nuances of this. It seemed like contact
Right.
would be, because it's football. So I think contact would be, now, they always say full contact was with pads. So,
Right.
um, I think that based off what you said about day 2 and day 2 and 5, day 2 through 5, and
Mm-hmm.
and what Gerald Sticks said, day 1 was conditioning test. That was the day that the veterans reported.
Right.
Then I think that it was just something that the PA Association just checking on the third baseline saying, hey, we got a player that got injured very early in training camp. We just want to make sure everybody on the up and up. And then it'll,
Right.
you know what? And all 31 other teams will be like, we need to pay attention because the player association is paying attention, and I don't want to lose no money, and I definitely don't want to lose no practices. Because can't they take away practices because of that? Well, they can
Yeah.
go to the league, and the league would determine that this did happen, and part of the fine violation is taking away a practice. And I don't think
Yeah.
any team would want that.
Why in
I
the
don't
hell
blame.
would they take away a practice? Like that's dumb as hell. Like finding
No, it's
somebody
not.
is finding the organization, huh?
No, here's the reason why. You got to think about it from the Players Association perspective. Their job is to
Mm-hmm.
protect players. They don't care if your team win a game or not. They're
Right.
the players' lawyers. They do not care if the Cleveland Browns win 100 games or the Detroit Lions lose 100 games. That is not their problem. Their total mission in life is to get the players, to protect the players, and to get the players the best work conditions and to earn the most money. That's all the Players Association is there to do.
Right.
Wow, I mean
Yeah.
to take away a training camp practice because a guy well, if they do get found in violation, I mean, a fine is one thing, but taking away a damn practice, that's diabolical to me personally.
It
And
it
that,
depends. It
I'm
depends on
sorry.
how egregious um the violation is. Like I don't think they would just go to the extreme just because they found the violation. How egregious was the violation? Was the rules totally ignored? Was it something that was a one off that just happened that particular drill or play, what have you? When they reviewed the tape, was that something that had been going on throughout the whole practice, or just that one portion of the practice, or did it just happen that one play of the practice? So yeah, I don't think that the final decision is just gonna be one end or other. I think the punishment is going to fit the severity of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
So
right.
um Papa, I think you were you saying something before you dropped off?
Yeah, yeah, you was asking me a question. Um, like I said, everything's put on
Ah
the
shit, I
internet.
forgot. Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead, Papa.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying something. So everything's put on the internet. I really hope that they don't get hit with no violations. Um, I know these guys are not intentionally trying to get anybody hurt. We know that because we have evidence. We know when somebody has a sore shin, they be like, "Oh, he's not practicing today." Oh no, we're not risking that. So they showed you that they care about our players, and I appreciate that because when it comes down to the season, you want to be able to have your guys available. Some people may say this baby fine on this, that, and other, but an injury is an injury, soreness is soreness. You know, you want to get everybody up to speed. So I hope they don't find anything. I just think, even though I know they're doing their job, there's definitely a lot of questions. I'm not gonna tell anybody to judge. I know people are going to judge. I'm not judging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're already doing
I'm
that.
yeah, you know. So, but I'm gonna wait till I get the rest of the information. But I am putting it together just like y'all are mentally thinking about. Okay, if those are the rules, what part of that is, you know, what I'm saying, passable and not passable? We just don't know how sensitive they mean when they talk about contact. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we got to see.
Okay. Let me so only 4 people have responded to the poll so far. So I'm gonna give it about one more minute and then I'm gonna stop that poll and we can move on from there. But let me ask you guys a question and Will you can go first. Should the CBA place tighter limits on the first full speed practice even when the current rules were followed?
Say that one more time. You said they should do what now?
Should the CBA place tighter limits on the full first on the full hmm. Should the CBA place tighter limits on the first full speed practice even when the current rules were followed?
No,
So if it comes out that the Panthers did follow the rules, should the CBA place tighter limits on it anyway? And that's for the
no,
league.
no,
Okay.
no. And it just popped into my head. Collective bargaining agreement coming up. So they trying to gather as much data as they can to sit at that negotiating
Mm-hmm.
table. So, but no, they
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't. If it's just there was just an unfortunate circumstance that happened to Nick Scourton. Why would
Right.
you, why would you, take that as it was raining that day. He might have slipped and hurt himself, right? That
Right.
might have been a decision that the coach staff should have taken. Is the field conditions ideal for this first day of practice? That's something they
Yeah.
should have considered. But other than that, I don't think that I mean, when you read the rule this morning, it seemed like
Yeah.
It's been well thought out. You cannot avoid all injuries at any cost. We all know that. So with that being said, you should just know that you did everything you could to prevent the injury, although the injury occurred.
Okay. Before you go popping, hey, Frankie said I cannot see the poll. Can everybody see the poll that's on the screen and that's watching on your phone? Because I can see it on
I,
both.
I can see it from where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see it, Will? I don't know if you're on your phone or a tablet
I can see it.
or
I
computer.
can see it.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead, popping. You go ahead and answer that question.
No, I don't. I do not believe that they should make it any tighter. I mean, it's already tight. It's already concise. It's already thought out perfectly. And things got to get rolling. You can't hold back them so much. These guys have been on breaks and things of that nature. So I think have done a great job of how they had it laid out. And I'm trying to remember, Tony, was I on here with you the first day of OTAs? And I was like, man, it's raining like crazy in Charlotte.
OTAs? Oh, you
But
talking about training
first
camp?
day of practice, training
Yeah,
camp,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, because we
remember you
talked
saying
about
that
that.
it
I
was
said,
raining.
it will pouring down
Yeah,
rain. I said, please just let these guys
yeah,
just, be healthy because it's raining out there. And there it went. You just can't beat Mother Nature. You just can't. It's unfortunate. But because I remember you telling me that they donated the bubble to somewhere else. That is correct.
yeah. They donated
Um,
the bubble to make room for the practice facility.
Hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So yeah, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this is not something that doesn't happen in all organizations. It's unfortunate. But I think definitely when you have those type of conditions, you just got to come up with something else. I mean, hey, another 100 million, David Tepper, and have a retractable roof or something. I mean, I don't know. You got to do something because I
Yeah,
mean, it's unfortunate.
to get off topic a little bit, because maybe I'm pretty sure you guys know this better than I do. Do y'all have any idea um on how big that practice facility is going to be and why is it taking 2 years to build?
Because it's two
You
football
probably know a little
fields.
bit more
Yeah.
I think
I
inside the practice facility.
I think
yeah.
it's two.
So it's a full 100 yard. So
Right,
it's a complex. So not only is it a full 100 yard indoor facility, but they have other things in
right.
there. The press briefing room and stuff is in there.
Hmm.
There's administrative rooms over there. There's a few other things that are over on the practice side of the field. So
Oh, okay.
not only is it there's going to be three fields. So there'll be two outdoor fields and then there'll be the
Right.
indoor facility. But in the indoor facility, and they have other rooms in there too. There's probably a training table right there. It's probably all kinds of things that going into that facility. I don't know why
Okay.
it took 2 years. I'm not in the construction game. I don't know why it took two
Right.
years, but I think it took 2 years because um part of like all of this part of the year, they can't do any construction over there because the team is over there.
Okay. A
Right.
reality beats 11 said it's confirmed that we did conditioning and classroom work on Wednesday. Okay, reality beats. All right. I appreciate that information, dog. Where did you get that from? Let me know where'd you get that verified information from. And Frankie C said, yeah, you can see it in the background going to be huge. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
And Gerald,
full 100 yards. Yeah.
okay.
My question
I
my
didn't know
question is,
I didn't know it was that big. I thought
oh
it was
yeah,
It's
building
huge.
I thought it was building the indoor practice facility to replace where the bubble was. 'Cause I know the bubbles was in the full 100 yards.
No,
yeah,
it's way bigger than that bubble.
that's a lot. Yeah, that's just a lot that they
Oh,
that
okay.
they They had cleared out and put it there. It was some extra
Okay.
space, the extra land that they had right around there.
So now it makes sense then. Now it
But
makes sense to me.
I'm trying. What I'm trying to figure out is now that he's put down this more money to upgrade everything for 2030. Um, I wonder if next year is it going to be still open for us to come down and see the practice? How far along are they where it's going to be available, or are they going to push it back even further? Which I would not like,
Yeah.
but I'm curious of
Will
how much have they gotten done so far? I have to drive by there and
Will
go see.
Will can answer that. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't
Yeah.
know.
So this training camp is the last training camp. It's supposed to be 2 training camps long. Um, and Tony, I can look it up what the final building is going to look like, and then I can present it, or you can look it up. But it's not like it's like a actual facility. It's not just like a awning over a um a
Over a
awning
field.
over a field. It's not that.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah, you can look it up and just let me know, and I'll present it. I mean I saw renderings of it when they
Okay.
first
Yeah.
talked about it. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if that's the same or has it changed or anything like that. But yeah, I just
I'll
wasn't
try to look it up.
sure. I just wasn't sure on the magnitude of the size of it. Just by looking at that rendering, because that rendering looked like it was just a like you just said, like a glorified indoor practice facility that you see most colleges have. I didn't know it was gonna have the um other offices and training tables and stuff like that into it. So okay. Frankie says state of the art training facility. And let me bring our brethren up here, Will, the prowling veteran, Nick
What's up?
Glazy. What's happening?
Whoa, what's up?
Hey,
What's
Will,
good?
Nick out there with his spaceman suit on. Look at him.
What spaceman suit? Oh, you talking my headphones? Hey, look,
Nah,
these big.
I thought your shirt looked like one of the workout shirt workout
Nah.
thing. Yeah.
Hey, Nick, get somewhere and do some damn work. Sitting around here wasting our time, man, running my light bill up.
Hey, look. I've been at work since 6:30.
Already.
Yeah,
Already.
I was.
It will. Hey,
Yeah.
Will don't know nothing about that. He get up at 6:30 to go work out. He ain't sitting in front of the computer that early in the morning.
No, sir. No, sir. They don't pay, they don't work me that hard. They don't work me that
Yeah.
hard.
Nah. Well, they don't work me that hard. I decide to come in this early so I can leave extra early.
Hey, I feel you on that. I do the same
Shit.
thing. So
I be trying
talk to
to.
me. Talk to me, Nick. What's going on?
Nothing, man. What topic y'all on? What topic you was talking about now?
We're talking about the NFLPA doing their investigation on the Panthers, and we was talking about Article 23 of the CBA.
Okay.
What is allowed in
What is
the
allowed
first
in
day of
the?
practice and the second through fifth day of practice.
Mhm.
So the the debate question. Let me go back to that real quick. It said given Scourton's season-ending injury during the acclimation period and no confirmed CBA violation, should fans suspect the Panthers or wait for the NFLPA video review before judging? What say you?
I think you got to wait till the review to see what was what. Um, from what I was hearing, he just stepped awkwardly, and that's what happened. I heard it was non-contact, so that's
Oh,
all
you saw a video? You saw actual
no,
video?
no, I heard them talking
Oh,
about it
okay.
on
Okay.
and they said that it was non-contact. They said he looked like he stepped awkward and then he went down. So
Okay.
I
Hey,
I
I
would yeah, go
hold
ahead.
on real quick. Hey, Reality Beast, I appreciate that. He said Yahoo Sports has an article saying the Panther vets reported to the bank and went through their preseason and conditioning tests before hitting the field for day one of practice on Thursday morning. Hey, I appreciate that, Reality. Thanks for that bit of information, my guy. All right, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a big. I think that at the end of the day, the NFLPA is just doing their job to make sure they're protecting the players and make sure ain't nothing happening. I mean, I feel like at this point, some team gets hit with some sort of fines every year. So, it is. I mean, I just think they got to do whatever they got to do and look into it, see what happened. If it was no violations, then just leave it at that. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, but I
He
don't think you
said
should
the new
judge a team.
practice. He said the new practice facility is 101,400 square feet. Sourced from Carolina Panthers website. Damn. Okay, I didn't know it was that big. I did not know
And
it
then
was
also,
that big.
I couldn't find a picture that does it justice, Tony. But also, they have the Atrium
Yeah.
Health. They have the Atrium Health training facility. So they have a world class medical facility attached to it,
Right.
Hmm.
to that
Got you.
whole thing there. So like the team, they go from their locker room when they go out on the field. They got everything they
Yeah.
need on the field. They don't have to go back to the locker rooms for anything.
Right. Okay. Wasn't the bubble named after Atrium Health?
Yes, it was. It was.
Okay. All
It
right.
was. Hmm.
All right. Hey Nick, my other question, the first question after the debate question, um, should the CBA place tighter limits on the first full speed practice or even when the current rules were followed?
I don't. I don't think we need no tighter limits. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that they have these whole ramp up periods and things like that, and I don't think that we're going to injuries are going to happen. I don't. I
Right.
don't think. I don't think that, and I think a lot of people don't know. There's a difference between training your body and then start doing like the movements and stuff for football. There's a difference, and so I think that these guys they get into doing like Pilates, doing all that kind of stuff during the off season, get their body in shape, get back completely healthy, and then you come out here and you start doing these dynamic movements and stuff like that, and sometimes it happens. I think you and Will could attest to the same thing. We deploy, go somewhere for a year, and we ain't doing PT while we out there.
Yeah, we ain't doing now. Yeah.
We ain't doing PT. We come back from deployment, and we start doing full on PT. Somebody get hurt every time. It happens every single
Every time.
time.
Boy, yeah,
Me, I am
we
that
run
injured
we running
soldier.
two we running 2 miles this morning. Shit, who running 2 miles?
Hey, hey,
Now,
me, I am
matter of
that
fact,
injured soldier.
I'm
See?
I'm going straight to sick call. You ain't about to play me.
Yeah, so you try to get back into doing that type of stuff, coming back from deployment life you got to have like some sort of ramp up period, but that's what they
Yeah,
trying to do.
All that
That's what they
drinking I did
trying
on
to
yeah,
block leave too. Shit.
man.
do.
Hey, I remember a time, man, when I first went in and when I first got to Bragg, they said Fort Bragg had the most fitted alcoholics in the world. I
That is
had no
true.
idea what they meant. I had no idea what they meant when they said that because I didn't drink. I was what 18 years old. They said the most fitted alcoholics, and this was in Time magazine. The most fitted
Well, you know what?
alcoholics
Hey,
in the world.
hey, I got to stand up for my boy. In the chat, his name escaped me right now. He's a Marine. I would say, Camp Lejeune would like to have a word. You know what I mean? However,
Well,
I'm telling you,
I don't know about now. I don't know about now, but I'm just saying back then, 1990, 91, yeah, they said Fort Bragg had the most fitted alcoholics in the world. And then I started learning firsthand, come back from the weekend, dudes ain't coming back to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then you got formation at 5 and PT at 5:30, and they throwing up everything they just drunk a few hours later.
hey, they said the Class 6 on Smoke Barn Hill sells more alcohol on a
Hey,
Friday night
hey,
than any liquor
tell them,
store
Will.
in the United States of America.
Will, they don't know nothing about Smoke Bomb Hill. Boy, that was home away from home for me. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
hey,
You don't know
while
about
y'all
that hill,
joking,
baby.
while y'all joking about that, man, I remember
Almost got me hyped just now.
I remember in Germany, man. We used to be just like every day, just like out there. It didn't matter, man. We go out there, go out after work, start drinking right after we get off work. Get drunk, go
Mhm.
to the club, come back like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, take a little power nap, go do PT. Like it was nothing, man. And then it was rinse and repeat. It was like that, man. When I first joined. Yeah. I couldn't do that nowadays though. Nowadays, I get too drunk. It's about a 2-day recovery time.
Man, listen. I can go on and on. We all can go on and on about drinking experiences in the military. But what Will just said about Smoke Bomb Hill, if you don't know about Smoke Bomb Hill and you don't know what
You
comes off
drop the
that
bomb on
hill,
them, baby. You drop that bomb on them,
it,
baby.
it's just best. It's best that you just stay away. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ready for that.
Hey, or get an escort. It's your first time in. Get an escort, baby. Get an escort first time
Yeah,
in.
get an escort. Yeah, it is not. Yeah, yes,
Y'all
sir.
some fools,
But
boy.
Papa, you still there?
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick before we go any further, listen, we are an hour and 10 minutes into the show. If you're enjoying the conversation, the debate, the content, the energy, the vibes this morning on this beautiful Monday morning, I would greatly appreciate it if you show love to the channel. There's a pinned comment at the top of the comments on YouTube that takes you to the PayPal link. Real quick, let me do the poll. 8 people total voted, and 50% said number 3 likely followed rules. 38% said number 1 wait for evidence, and third at 13% was number 4 not enough info. All right. So I greatly appreciate everybody that participated in the poll. All right. I greatly appreciate that. Let me throw the comments back up there, but also let me, if you are on your laptop or desktop, and then you can, there's a QR code at the top right. If you want to support the show, I would greatly appreciate it. Scan that QR code. It will also take you to the PayPal. Donate whatever your heart desires. My daily goal is $25. Again, not trying to pay rent or a car note, but my daily goal is $25. If you're watching the live stream through Carolina Armchair GM CJ's channel, you can also send a super chat. All right. I can't send super chats as of yet through Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk because y'all won't subscribe. So I need plenty of subscribers. But if you are watching through Carolina Armchair GM CJ's channel, you can also send a super chat, and I would greatly appreciate that as well. All right. So, trying to think what I want my. So, Poppin, what would you need to see on the video before saying Carolina violated the rule?
Say that question again.
what would you need to see on video before saying Carolina violated the rule?
Me personally, I don't need to see anything, man. I think it was such a tremendous loss that I don't need to necessarily see it. I just need them to just put out there what was wrong, so that way that the organization can make sure they stay on top of it, so it don't happen again. But I don't necessarily need to see anything on the video. If y'all have
Okay.
ever seen anybody actually get hurt, it ain't it ain't a good look. Yeah, I promise you, it's not cool. So
Nick,
I
what you got?
feel bad for him.
Oh, I thought my bad, Papa. Go ahead.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
good.
Nick, what you got?
What would I need to see? I don't know what they're going. I mean, they're not going to show us. The only thing we're going to see is the fines that come afterwards. So I don't know. I guess once we'll see. I just need to see the fines are put in place and saying that they violated the rules. And the bad part about it is 9 times out of 10, if they feel like they violated some part of the rules, we'll probably lose a day of practice or something like that. Like the coach will get fined and the team will get fined, and then you lose a day of practice. So I don't know what past that we would be looking for.
Okay. Will, what you got? Y'all hold me down for a minute, but go ahead. Will, answer that question for me.
I don't need to see anything, man. All I know is that if there is a violation, it will show through the video. Everything will be in 8K, right? Um, and even if it was a violation, I just don't think that the intent was there to do harm. And I know I'm looking at it from I know it's not a two-part question. Did you violate the rule and was the intent there? But for me, I think the intent matters. Did they intentionally mean to do that? And I don't think that that's the case. Other than that, I think that's all I really need to know. Did they break the rule? Yes or no? If they broke the rule, what all do I need to do in order to correct? What do they need to do in the future to correct it? And don't take none of our practices away, please.
They are. That's usually what happens at this point. As as well as I
So
know,
so
Will.
Poppin so Poppin said something interesting earlier when it was just me and him on the panel, and he was saying that what if during the NFLPA's investigation, even though they didn't find anything related to the Nic Scourton injury, but they find other things, and Dave Canales is levied a fine because he is the head coach and basically sets the table for how practice is ran. Do you guys think that's a possibility?
Yeah, yeah, and that's you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. At the end of the day, if they review your footage and they find nothing wrong with what was going on with Nic Scourton, and then they look at the film and they find something else, that's what's going to happen. They're going to guard it. I mean, the coach is going to get fined if they find anything. And
So
Do they find the coach or they
think
find the
is it?
organization?
they find both.
That's what I was going to say.
They usually find both. They usually find the coach because
Oh,
of this. They find the coach because of just what Will just said. I mean, not Will, what Tony just said, and then they find the organization also, and then usually they come for, if it's egregious enough, they come for practices.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. It has to be like egregious enough to where, in my opinion, where the fine will reflect on the head coach.
I think they get the
What you
head
think,
coach
Will?
in. I think they get the head coach anyways because of what you call because of just like what you said, they the one running the practice.
Frankie said they did nothing wrong. I don't believe they did neither, but we'll see. What you think, Will?
I don't think they did anything wrong at all. I mean, if you're saying that, Gerald Sick was talking about, conditioning was that day, and that was really the second day of practice, really the first day of on field stuff. I think it was a freak accident, but I do appreciate that the Players Association is checking because you just don't know. People, teams and organizations will stretch the limits and then turn around and hide their hands. Prime example of that is Bill Belichick. We know Bill Belichick is a
Yes.
habitual line crosser,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, he is.
So I just wanted to just, I'm not saying that Dave Canales is, but from a players association perspective, they got to stay on top of shit like that. Because if they don't, all hell will break loose across the entire damn NFL practice ecosystem.
Yeah.
This dude. Broski
Yeah.
talking about, ooh, the Panthers are in trouble. Ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever,
I think.
broski. What you gonna say, Nick?
I mean, yeah, I agree with Will. But I feel like this is the first time that we're involved in this. But I do feel like somebody gets fined every off season for something, whether it's during OTAs or it's during whatever. But
Right.
at the end of, but the this is the first time that we have an injury like this at the beginning of camp, so now they're looking at it. But I just I don't I'm not taking too much from it. I don't, just like we always say, is I don't believe that there was any malicious intent, even if there is a step that was like even if there was some contact that didn't need to be happening or whatever like that. I don't believe it was no malicious intent. I think that this was a freak accident. It happened. If you got to find somebody, find somebody. I would prefer them not to touch our practices, but we all have seen what the fines have been and what the punishments have been any other all season for any other team. So I think last year, I don't know what team it was. I might have been the Broncos or somebody like that lost a practice, lost an OTA day or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. I don't. I think that I think we. I don't even know why they announced this. I don't feel like it is as big as what they're making the scene. I think if it is something. Oh, hey, maybe there was a little bit of contact here that shouldn't have been happening, and blah blah blah. Leave it at that. You get your fine because it did happen, and just leave it at that. I think it's just something that we haven't been involved in. And I feel like I feel like the Carolina news people have to make some news.
Right. Right. Poppy, you got anything before we move on to the next topic? Okay.
I'm good.
Bravo. Square Circle said, Nick, stop thinking. All right. So the responsible position is not complicated. Review the practice, protect the player, apply the CBA, then reach the conclusion. Anything else is getting ahead of the facts. All right. So now we move from what happened inside Panthers camp to an opponent Carolina cannot afford to overlook. The New Orleans Saints swept the Panthers last season. All right. They beat Carolina once with Tyler Shuck and making only his second career start, and then beat them again in the game decided by a field goal in the closing seconds. So let's take a facts first look at what New Orleans is building for 2026. All right. So let me change my banner here. So today's spotlight is on the New Orleans Saints. All right. Let me go back up here to my trusty slides here. Move this. Still waiting for somebody to show love, donate to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you have donated and I don't know it, let me know in the chat so that way I can properly shout you out. I would greatly appreciate that again. The first thing to understand is that the Saints have not started their on-field training camp practice yet. New Orleans is scheduled to begin camp Wednesday the 29th with its first public practice Thursday. So we played them twice this year. Week 10, November 15th, we play at New Orleans in the Caesar Superdome. And week 14, which is December 13th, we play them at home at Bank of America Stadium. Those are two late season divisional games with a 4-week stretch. If the NFC South race is close, these games could directly affect division record, tiebreakers, and playoff position. All right. So what happened in 2025? Simply put, New Orleans swept Carolina. In the first meeting, Tyler Shook made his second career start and threw for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. Saints won 17-10, and their defense held Carolina to 175 net yards. In the second meeting, Shook threw for 272 yards and 1 touchdown. New Orleans won 2017 on Charlie Smith's 47-yard field goal with 2 seconds remaining. Across the two games, Shook threw for 554 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is not projection. That is production Carolina has to answer. All right. So for the starting point, for a season, Shook completed. He passed for 2,384 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 11 appearances as a rookie. He also rushed for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay. He enters 2021 as the Saints QB1. The Saints signed Zach Wilson to provide experience depth, but this is Shuck's offense unless his performance changes the plan. All right. Chris Olave is coming off his best NFL season, 100 receptions, 1,163 yards, 9 touchdowns, and second team All-Pro recognition. New Orleans then drafted Arizona State wide receiver Jordan Tyson with the 8th overall pick. Tyson gives the Saints another explosive receiving option opposite Olave. The Saints also added Travis Etienne Jr. to a backfield that already includes Alvin Kamara. All right. So what you see here up on the screen, what Carolina must prepare for. So there's 4 things. Number 1 is Tyler Shook's timing. You got to disrupt his first read and force him off schedule. Okay. Number 2 is Olave and Jordan Tyson. You got to prevent free releases and explosive plays. Number 3 is Kamara and Travis Etienne Jr. Maintain edge discipline and tackle clearly in space. And number 4, defensive structure plus execution. You got to handle disguise, simulated pressure, and protection changes. Number 4 is something that we definitely didn't do last year when playing the Saints. They disguised their coverage very well. We couldn't handle the simulated pressure, and or the protection changes because Keontae Taylor had our number. He was dialed in whenever he played us. He was the number one thing that Carolina had to worry about on offense is where Keontae Taylor was, and for some reason we still couldn't find an answer for him. So the question is, given New Orleans' sweep of Carolina in 2025 and added more offensive support around Tyler Shuck, are the Saints the most underrated NFC South threat to the Panthers? Go ahead, Nick. You can go first, and then Poppin.
Uh I mean, at the end of the day, it's a division game. Division
Hold
opponent.
on, hold that thought, because I did invite this young man to be on stage today, J Live. So he's the Saints fan. So J Live, you are right on time, sir. So you just let me know. I will drop the link if you want to hit the panel and support your team. Yeah. Let me drop that link real quick. And we can make that happen. Go ahead, Nick.
You gonna get Jay Lies a link.
Yeah, yeah. I'm an equal opportunity employee, so you know what I'm saying. Hey, I be fair across the board.
All right. So, um, one, I'm gonna say this. The Saints, I would never overlook any NFL team. I ain't gonna overlook any because any given Sunday you can get your ass whooped. That's what I feel. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
always gonna feel. Um, but I will say this. I think that now with a little bit more review of Tyler Shuck, I want to see how he performs in his second year. Um, I do believe that our biggest issue is that we were not getting pressure, which is that's how you beat a young quarterback. You get pressure on them. We wasn't getting that. So hopefully,
Right,
even without Scourton, we're getting pressure and we get him off his spot and make him make mistakes. I don't think that he's gonna have the opportunities to do what he did to us with run up the middle of the field. I don't think he's gonna have that opportunity
right.
this year. I think we're gonna have more of a sound defense. And I, the offensive line is going to be what the offensive line is. Picking up protections is going to be what it is. Um, got to do, we got to do better there. But my for sure, my biggest thing is that we need to m- make sure that the things that he was able to do, because we think about it, if he's not able to run up the middle, do they even get an opportunity to kick that field goal at the end of the game? No, because they basically he ran up the middle. It ended up being a penalty. So what did he get, like 3 or 4 yards, and then you added 15 to it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so yeah. So I think we'll be okay. I just think we just need to make sure we're taking the opportunities to um, review everything, and we're not letting him get away and do these little runs and all that kind of stuff. I think, and we got more tape on him. Review this tape, make sure we see what his
yeah,
weaknesses are, and make sure we get pressure. That's all I really care about this season. I don't care about no
yeah.
team we play. My biggest thing is we need to go from the bottom of pressure rates to at least midway in rates. That's what. That's
Right.
all I'm. That's all I'm. That's all I think about it. Because I think if we can get more pressure on any quarterback, we can turn
Yeah.
some of those losses that we had last year into wins.
Real quick before you go, Poppin', I just want to let the record show that Jay Live has backed out of joining the panel today. He was made aware of this ahead of time, so it ain't like it's not like he didn't know. So yeah, Jay Live. No, I ain't gonna say what I was getting ready to say. I ain't gonna start no, I ain't gonna start no mess. But let the record show he did not join the panel this day. Go ahead, Poppy.
I'm actually let Will go first, so I can get away from these good people I'm in front of.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead,
I,
Will.
I'm ready. Um, so from what I noticed from what you was explaining about their addition instead of subtractions, they didn't do a lot on defense. Am I right?
Right. I haven't seen a lot of additions on defense. I've mainly been seeing it on offense. Yeah.
Right. And they did bring back Granddaddy, the edge rusher, Old Man River, Cam, right? They did bring him back. They
Yeah.
did bring him. Yeah. So
Yeah, the blonde hair wonder.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. So what I would say is to that point is number one, I don't think that we obviously we weren't that far off, when we lost both of those games against the New Orleans Saints, but divisional games will
Right.
always be close. Divisional games will always be close. What I would say is um our defense is vastly improved. Not only on getting pressure, I think that we are going to be able to do better in that department with Pat Jones being
Hmm.
healthy, and we're bringing on um uh y'all got now you want me call now you got me calling the man Jason with Phillips.
Oh,
Jalen Phillips,
JJ. Just call him JJ. JJ Phillips.
JJ Phillips. Jesus, now you got me calling the man JJ. Okay, but with him coming in,
Yeah.
but the middle of that field and having Devin Lloyd to be able to stop the run, I think that we will be able to avert that Travis Etienne and that Alvin Kamara running attack. I really believe that we match up well against them. I think that it's going to
Right.
be a lot tougher fight than it used to be. However, if our offense put their offense in a very precarious position, like we did last season, we were up by
Mm-hmm.
10 points in the end of the third quarter. I think that this
Right.
defense would not allow them to score 10 points and win that game. 13 points and win that game. I just don't think that would happen with this defense we have constituted on this 2026 season. I just don't think it'll
Right.
happen. Do you think that Devin Lloyd would allow Tyler Shuck to run up the middle for damn 29, 30 yards before he got hit? No. Wouldn't happen.
Nah,
At least I don't think it
you
would
got a
happen.
good point there.
At least I don't think it would happen. So with that being said, I think we match up well. Divisional games are always tough, so I am not besmirching what the Saints got going on. But I'm saying this not to be sarcastic. They got to show me better than they can tell me. Tyler Shuck played 11 games. Good. He did fair. But now
He only
there's
played
tape
9.
on him. 9 games. Now there's tape on him. What will our offense, what will our defensive coaching staff line up against him and do? Because if they can match up and defeat Matthew Stafford, they should be able to handle this.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's my thoughts on it.
All right, Papa, what you got? And it said Tyler Shuck played in 11 games. Now 11 appearances. I think he only started 8 or 9, but he appeared in 11.
Yeah. We only count starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't count
I
starts.
got you. What you got, Papa?
So I think with the Saints is that what they have built is a lot better than what they had previously going on. I think they
Mhm.
are a slept on team in the division. But I think they're a team that will which I think the Panthers have been, but they're gonna be one of the teams that'll keep you out of going to the promised land. They may not necessarily get there, but if you sleep on them, they'll keep you from going. So disappointers is what I call them. They're gonna disappoint you from getting where you're trying to go. It's too much. There's not enough continuity. A lot of new moving parts. Newer head coach. Newer
Yeah.
uh, quarterback. He hasn't sat in front of the defenses that our quarterback has sat in front of. Even though y'all know how I feel about Bryce Young, but Bryce Young has at least been battle tested. I can give him that. Won't take that away from him. Tyler Show, on the other hand, even though he's definitely showed some spark of what he got, he still hasn't seen everything yet. It's only 9 games. They are very high on him. He is their new Messiah. They have now called him Tyler Drew Brees, Dan Marino show. I have been in contact with him. They say we do not know what a franchise or a MVP or a Super Bowl quarterback looks like. They say he is one of those. So I'm waiting to see it. Shout out to them. I don't think that you should fear them, but the question I have to ask them, I ask Panther fans. No, man, I'm not gonna change the subject. Let me stay on topic. I think because they're about to go down a whole nother road. I think that they have vastly improved. They're just unproven. And what that means is next time you have to beat us out. I know y'all got a Super Bowl. That's cool. 20 years ago, cool. Y'all got it. But if we talking about recency, y'all haven't done anything recently for anybody to fear y'all. So y'all gonna have to come out here and prove it.
Yeah, that's facts. Nick, what you got? Did I start with you, Nick?
You started with me.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nick Tri-State, I see you back there. I have to wait till somebody
No, he can. Hey, you know what?
uh
He can come on. He can come on. Come up. I'm about to head back into the office. I appreciate the
okay. All
opportunity to come
right.
in here and talk. Come in here and
All
talk.
right, Nick.
Yep.
I will holler at you later. Appreciate you for
All right,
tapping in, my guy.
all right, man.
All right. Add to the stage, my
Good
boy
morning.
Nick Tri-State. What's going
Good
on,
morning,
Nick?
gentlemen. How we doing? Hey, Dada,
We
come over here.
good.
Come
We
sit.
good, man.
Come on. What's happening?
What's going on, man? Talking a
I got
little bit.
Monday off. Being a dad right now. See you live. I was like, yo, I'm bored. I made breakfast for my daughter. Let me see what Tony up to.
Hey, you know me, man. Just trying to bring the good folks of Panther Nation a daily dose of facts and context and a good debate and conversation afterwards. What you got?
I hear you, brother. Hey, can I start off by saying it's a bit of a hot take?
Mm, go ahead, Nick.
I know it sucks losing Scourton. It really does. But
Hmm.
he is like the seventh best player on our defense. So I'm gonna be
Okay.
glass half full on that situation. You know what I'm saying? It does. Obviously, it sucks. He's a young, up and coming, ascending player, but you know we have guys on this defense who are better than him, clear still. So it could have been worse. That's all I'm trying to get at. It could have been worse. Don't forget to drink water,
You're right.
Dad. You know what I
You're right.
mean?
As far as the Saints, all right. So the
Uh
debate
huh.
question was given New Orleans sweep Carolina, given New Orleans swept Carolina in 2025
Yep.
and added more offensive support around Tyler Show.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Saints the most underrated NFC South threat to the Panthers?
Underrated NFC? No, they're not. I still think our biggest threat is the Bucks.
Okay.
Why I believe it's not the Saints. I came in right when Will was talking about Shuck. I agree. He doesn't have a large enough sample size yet. Sure, he looked good. He didn't look like otherworldly like when he came in and started. It's not like he came in and was like Justin Herbert when Justin Herbert started for the Chargers. When you saw right away like, all right, yeah, he got it. Like Shuck looked good. But like Will said, teams have a whole off season of watching film and diagnosing things and seeing what he likes to see and understanding his tendencies and things of that nature. So I'm gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait till I see that. And then yeah, they did gain some offensive stuff, but they lost a lot on defense. That's for damn sure. You got Cam Jordan coming back. He's older than dirt. Alante Taylor gone. Demario Davis gone. It's a young defense. Chase Young had an
Where
incredible season, but we'll see if he repeats that.
where did Alante Taylor go?
He went to like the Colts if I'm not mistaken.
Was it the
Or like the
Colts?
or like
Okay.
the Jets or something. I think he might have went to the Jets. Oh, he's on the
Okay.
Titans.
All
The
right.
Titans signed him. The
Oh,
Titans
the
signed him
Titans.
to him.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Titans signed him. Yeah, yeah.
All
But
right.
it'll be interesting for sure. For sure. I mean, we'll see what Shuck look like.
All right. So, um, didn't really have any other questions on do New Orleans say. So I'll just give my little 2 cents, and then we can move on to the second half for the Carolina Panthers. Um, my lean is that New Orleans deserves more respect than it is receiving. I am not calling the Saints the NFC South favorite by no means. I'm saying Carolina has not earned the right to dismiss a team that beat them twice and improved the support around the quarterback who produced those wins. The Panthers must treat both Saints games as serious division tests. Carolina has not earned the right to overlook New Orleans. That's the bottom line, as you see on the graphic on the screen. What does this mean for Carolina? Let's see. Did I make a? Oh no, that's okay. That's Will's next favorite topic coming up. It means the Panthers cannot prepare only for Tampa Bay. New Orleans has a quarterback who played well against Carolina, a proven lead receiver, and upgraded supporting cast, and the confidence that comes from a season sweep. So Carolina has to change the matchup, not merely expect a different result. All right. So now we transition to the second half. Now let's bring the conversation back to Sunday's Panthers practice that everybody has been so glowingly talking about this weekend, especially yesterday. The offense finally answered after the defense controlled the first 2 days. Xavier Legette was one of the biggest reasons why. Oh boy, that was encouraging. But the next step is separating a good non-padded practice from the evidence that will matter once the physical part of camp begins. Okay, so let's begin with what happened Sunday. The Panthers offense won more practice periods after the defense controlled the first 2 days. Bryce Young and Kenny Pickett connected on multiple downfield throws. The running game created several positive plays, and XL produced one of his strongest practices of the opening week. Legette made several notable catches. He caught a touchdown in the back of the end zone during red zone work. I ain't gonna read no more into that. During one-on-ones, he fought through tight coverage from Robert Rochelle and laid out for a deep ball near the sideline. Canales praised Legette's understanding of the system and said the receiver looked fast and powerful. That is the confirmed practice observation. Now we have to classify what it means. All right. Sunday was a good step for Legette and earned him more opportunity. The offseason work is starting to show up at camp. He looked more comfortable, playing with confidence, and showed the size and speed that can stress defenders. He made plays in the red zone and downfield, and his understanding of the offense looks sharper in year 3. At the same time, it's just one practice. It doesn't lock in a starting role or erase his past production of last year. 35 catches, 363 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2025. The receiver competition is still open with Brazel, Mitchell, McMillan, and Coker all in the mix. And it doesn't answer the biggest question. Consistency when coverage tightens and real games begin. It's a positive step, but not a verdict. All right. So I'm gonna ask the question. Will, you can go first. Has Legette moved ahead in Carolina receiver competition after his strong Sunday showing, or does he still need padded practices and preseason games to prove it? What say you, sir? Talk about it.
Okay.
The glazing begin. Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
me
no. See, look, Tony, I can't believe you would even say such a mean spirited thing as
That
that.
was
You know what I
my.
mean?
I thought the mic was muted, man. My bad. I thought it
So,
hit
couple
me.
of things. Number one, you said you made it the way your question was alluded as if he wasn't in the number 3 spot. What I will tell you is what I was trying to
I don't
explain to
believe he
everybody
is.
all along. Chris Brazel has to prove that he needs to take XL spot. Chris Brazel, number one, got to learn the offense, got to learn the nuances between him and Bryce, all of those things that go along with trying to become the number 3 receiver behind someone that's been in the system for multiple years. That's more difficult to do. That's showing up in shells and helmet right now. That does not mean that Brazel can't make up the difference. That does not mean that Xavier Legette has secured his position, because he hasn't. That's just the first step in the process. And what I try to tell everybody at the beginning is Xavier Legette will get to an early start in
You
this because of I'm sorry.
No, you sound like you was cut in and out, but you back in now. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. No, like I was explaining to everybody that Xavier Legette is going to display early that he is better than the rookie because he's a veteran. He's been in that system.
Brazel is a rookie.
Mean that Brazel won't be better than XL. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that is the reason why XL going into the clubhouse is wide receiver 3. I'm good. And I don't know. I don't think I glazed that much.
Nick, what you got, Nick?
Um, I think XL is undoubtedly no question wide receiver 3 right now. I've been a skeptic and I've been a very harsh critic of XL. I know that for a fact, but I'm fair enough to understand that yes, Brazel is a rookie. He would have to have a Victor Cruz type preseason for him to jump XL. You know what I mean? He'd have to completely show out, which I don't anticipate that happening. I think XL will be wide receiver 3 to start the season. He will be the main outside guy with Tet, and Coker will be in the slot. But I do believe he will be on thin ice. I do believe he's on thin ice. I do believe that, he will get the majority of the reps, especially the first 4 weeks of the season. But I think, if XL does not perform well in the first 4 weeks and they go into that bye week, Canales and these guys are going to they're going to face a tough situation. Like, if XL is not producing, they'll be like, all right, should we give the young kids some more reps now? So it's all in XL's hands. I think, to your point yesterday, Tony, he had an incredible practice from what I read. Crisp route running, hands catches, all that. So, I mean, as long as he keeps that up and he just keeps, you know, consistently putting great practices and great reps back to back, I think everything will take care of itself. Like, no one's questioning his God gifted athleticism and physical ability. Like, the Lord bless that man, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He is an athlete amongst athletes. So it's all about putting it all together. You know what I mean? Let's just keep, hopefully he keeps putting out good practices. I think just small things like that will be very important for his game. Just putting in great practices back to back, getting that confidence up. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Poppy. Go
It's
ahead.
too early for cheeseburgers. My fault. My fault.
Okay, Poppy, what you got?
My
Yeah,
daughter says she want a cheeseburger. I'm like, yo, it's 8:45 in the
Hold,
morning, bro.
hold on, Nick. Hold on. Go ahead, Poppy.
XL sucks. He'll be traded by week 5. He can't run routes. He always dropping balls. Uh, he's a number 4. Mechie's gonna take his position. Brazel is already number 3. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Hey, listen. So of course everyone heard my description and what I said earlier. Some Nick, can you mute your mic because I hear myself in your headphones? Yeah. Um, but yeah, there was some what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of not non-truth to what I was saying. Because I don't believe that he's going to be the number 3 receiver when it comes to week 1. Has he entered training camp as a wide receiver 3? That's a strong possibility. But I've always been of the mindset that there's 2 other guys that he has that has strong contention for that wide receiver 3 spot, and that's Chris Brazel and David Moore. And to their credit, both run better routes than XL. Both of them have better hands than XL. David Moore has definitely shown that he's more dependable than XL. So when I look at those factors, and I just factor it in based off production on the field, not no statistics. When I look at who Bryce trusts when it comes to third downs, critical situation, things of that nature, those things factor into play yesterday. A lot was made about his quote unquote excellent practice yesterday. I laughed at it. I still think it's funny. We're talking about a practice when you were going against air, when you was running a route against nobody, when you made a contested catch, not even contested, when you made when you jumped high and made a good grab in the end zone
A full
against
extension catch.
nobody. So I remember after year one, the off season, he had video out with working out with route guard, and I was like, ooh, okay, he working on some of the things that we didn't see his rookie season. So maybe this is going to make for a better year too. Didn't pan out that way. Then you see him again working out with right route guard. The way that he's releasing, and the shiftiness that he was showing in his route. And then you say again, ooh, maybe that can happen. So I'm of the mindset, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, that's shame on you. Like, I ain't finna give you too many more times to prove your worth. I'm just going to go off of what I see. And right now, I just don't understand how people put so much stock in what they see in practice when there's no defenders and there's no pads. We all know XL is a big boy, 6'1", 220, 222. He trimmed down from 230 that he played at last year. That's good for him. But I need to see all that translate on to the field. And right now, what I've seen so far the first 2 years is reason why I wasn't high on him in the first place. So I'm definitely not on either side of the fence when it comes to Xavier Legette. I have really no high expectations for him. I think he's just who he is, you know. So that's my take on that. Anybody want have any
Yeah, I'd like to jump
rebuttal?
in. Yeah, did you watch that highlight in mute?
What you
On
mean in
mute.
mute?
Did you watch it on mute? The highlight.
uh,
Uh,
yeah, probably on Twitter. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See. That's your problem right there. You should have unmuted and listened to what the play call was, because he called out the route and he called out what
uh-huh.
type of pass it was going to be. It was a high pass. So
Mhm.
he had to run it a certain way and he had to jump forward because that's situational football, situationals, right? That's why I
Mhm.
think it was good, because there's going to be time where you're down there in the red zone and you're going to have to get those 50-50 balls that he wasn't getting last year. Just saying. I mean, hey, but the boy's trash. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I?
Get him out of
I
here.
mean, so let me just say this one last thing. We all know that Xavier Legette can do no good. We all know that. So it would not matter if he had done anything different or better or worse or better. He's a very polarizing figure, and people don't believe in him. Right? He has to prove that. He has to prove it on the field, and to say that he, somebody who ain't put on a set of shoulder pads is wide receiver 3. I'm not saying that anybody on this panel said that, but to say that somebody who ain't put on shoulder pads yet is wide receiver 3
Mhm.
is diabolical to me. You are you telling me that doesn't make sense nowadays? Now,
No,
if
it
you so
doesn't.
if you tell me that David Moore probably is wide receiver 3 is more reliable, run better routes, been in the system longer, all of that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
That makes
Hold
sense.
on, Nick.
But
I'm not-
that's it just seems a little you know, like people already had their minds made up when he got drafted 32. So I'm just throwing that out there as a thought pattern, man. Other than that, like I said, this doesn't mean a lot, but it does show progress. It doesn't mean that he's won the position, but no one's gonna give the man any kind of leadway. And I get that part. So
Go ahead, Nick. You gonna say something?
No, I was just agreeing with what Will said as far as like a guy like Brazel, who was a third round draft pick, who hasn't even played a down of football yet, to say he's ahead of XL, that would just be far fetched. You know what I mean? Like XL has he has chemistry. He knows the offense. He knows Brad Idzik. He knows these, like, Brazel needs to have a Victor Cruz type preseason. That I'm standing firm on that. Like, for him to jump XL, he would have to go nuclear in the preseason and joint practices and thing of that nature. They're gonna give XL the benefit of the doubt the same way Dan Morgan's given Trevin Wallace the benefit of the doubt. He's giving him their third year, and I think that's just what it is. Like, XL and Trev are on thin ice. They're Dan Morgan's first draft picks, and he's going to give them the benefit of the doubt. The third year is the tell all. It tells everything.
I listen. I don't believe that for the wide receiver 3 position, like I've always stated, I believe there's a battle for wide receiver 3 and 4 between those 3 players.
Yes.
Brazel, Legette, and David Moore. Some people want to try to write off David Moore as if he's not a veteran, as if he don't know this offense, as if he wasn't productive in 2024 before his injury. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
he know Dave Canales' system better than any of those wide receivers. So you have to factor that into the equation. And when it comes down to being able to run the right routes at the right depth, create separation, make contested catches consistently, not just a one-off. In that category, David Moore has it over Xavier Legette. Will Legette be over Chris Brazel? Probably so, going into training camp. But I just don't believe that Chris Brazel has to go nuclear, as Nick just said, to beat out Xavier Legette. I think his skill set, and I'm hoping that his skill set will translate to the NFL. I think it would be a good camp battle between those two, to see who gets more playing time than not. Cause let's not forget, just as well as Brazel has to come into the league and establish himself and make a name for himself. XL ain't really made a name for himself up to this point, and the name that he has made, majority hasn't been a good name. So let's just keep it 100 when it comes to that. So like I said, I was never an XL fan from the day we drafted him. So what's going on right now, what he's going through, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
You should be
surprised that.
surprised.
so hey Tony, I got a haircut appointment. I just want to add this one last
Yeah.
piece before I break out. When you
Okay.
say he's made like a negative name for himself, are you saying his play on the field or was negative, or
Yeah. Well,
like, so he hasn't
when I
produced
say
as much, right? So
right,
okay, so his production has been suboptimal, but like, people make it like his play on the field, make it like he tripped over his own feet, like he was Jonathan Mingo-esque. And I don't
not
think
not that
that's
bad. Not
That's
that
what I'm
bad.
getting.
Will,
But what I'm getting at, the only thing I'm saying is what I'm getting at is that's what I'm talking about is the Jonathan Mingo-esque type thing and all of that. I don't think that that's that at all. So I get why people are skeptical, but it's almost as if you either have written him off. I'm talking about just people's camps. Either you've written him off or you want to give him another chance. There's no other way around it. There's no nuance in it. Either you've written him off or he deserves a third year. And I'll tell anybody, I don't think that he's going to be traded this season. I don't think that that's
I don't
going to
think he'll be
happen.
traded neither.
I don't
I
think
don't
that's
think
going to
he'll be
happen.
traded this year.
And the only thing is that but people who say, well, I wanted to be traded because that makes them personally happy because they don't think that his productivity is there and he was a first round pick and X, Y, and Z. That's just how it is with, with not just with our fan base, but with any fan base.
Right. Hey, Will, you about to go?
Yeah, I'm 3 minutes late. I'm walking in here to these Georgia boys to get my hair cut.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna bring Big Tight up.
Okay, hey, thanks for allowing me up, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, you know what it is. Anytime, my brother.
Okay, later on, y'all.
All right, later.
all right, Will.
Big Tight, what's happening?
Not much. What's going on with you, Tony?
Man, I can't call it. 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Call it even, I guess. You know.
Hey, appreciate the show, man. You be keeping me entertained in the morning in the truck, man.
Hey, man,
Big
I greatly
Tizite.
appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to me, Big Tight. What's on your mind?
Oh, no, man. I just want to talk a little bit about what y'all talking about with the situation with Excel, man. And I agree with what you've been saying, man. As far as because you know, like I know, Tony. You know, them first couple of days when you're in t-shirts and shorts and hell, man. You know how them guys be out there catching like they land swan until they put on them pads. They be out there like Lynn Swan, then they put on them pads, get alligator arms. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree with you, man. I think I'm gonna wait and see how he do once they put on pads and in preseason. I'm gonna see how he do then, man. Because from what he's shown, I'm not really a big fan of what he done shown so far because of what he the move they made to go get him. So
Yeah.
I just want
That's
to
what
agree
it
with
is
you
right
on
there.
what you were. Yeah, I just wanted to agree with you on what you were saying.
No, I appreciate
So
what
let me
you were
ask
saying.
this.
Go ahead. Hold that thought. Hold on, Papa. 1 second. Hey, shout out to Reality Beats 11 for the $9.99 super chat. He said Canales said with Brazel there he can put Tech in the slot. He didn't say he can do that with Excel. Bryce said he trusts Brazel. He didn't say that he trusts Excel. Brazel has a big chance to beat Excel, guys. Hey, I ain't say it.
Wait,
Well,
Bryce said
just hold
he
on, hold on, hold
trusts.
on,
Wait,
hold
what did
on,
he say?
Just
Bryce said
because
He
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 said
didn't
trusts
Bryce.
mention
Brazel.
a person, hold on. Just because he didn't
Oh,
mention a
really? Bryce
person,
came out publicly and he said he trusts Brazel.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on, Nick. Hold on. What'd you say, Papa?
Oh, I can't even
just
hear Papa.
because
Let me fall out.
just because he didn't mention somebody's name in the specific conversation does not mean he don't trust them there either. Like we're just reaching for stuff now. I can say, oh, I trust Tony. What I'm saying, to go on the slot. And I could put Nick on the outside. But that doesn't mean I don't trust Big
Yeah.
Tight to go on the slot either, just because I didn't mention Big Tight's name. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. Like, come on, like that's elementary, bro. We can't do that. I tell you what, I know what it is, and then the problem is that we have our ears, but we don't always want to remember what we heard. You can go back to the very first day that they drafted XL. I understand that people want to hold him to the expectations of a first round pick because that's where they picked him at. So y'all gonna hold it
and
over his
rightfully
head.
so.
And I get that. Just
And
like I
rightfully
hold it over
so.
Bryce's head. So if I got to sit here and hold Bryce to his hurt standard like y'all want me to and have care and passion, y'all gotta do the same thing for XL. But past that part is that they told y'all that he's gonna take a long time to develop. Nobody wants to hear that though. Nobody remembers this. You can literally look it up.
Did
So I
he
already knew, okay, this guy's gonna take some time. Therefore, they picked him at the first round. But what
did he
expectations are you holding
say
them to? Are you holding them to at the
did
first round pick because you got to pick that at first round, or are you holding them to the expectations of what the Carolina Panthers said that they was holding them to? That's the difference.
mm. Well, are you asking me specifically, or are you saying that in general? Can you hear me, Poppy? I don't know if you can hear me, but
Tone.
hey,
Hey,
appreciate. Hold on, Nick.
my
Hold on.
fault. Yeah.
Appreciate that $9.99 super chat of Reality Beats. I greatly appreciate that, my guy. Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say, Tone, maybe obviously I could be reaching here, but could it maybe be a thing? Excel. Canales was in Seattle when he saw DK Metcalf, right? Could it be maybe a thing where like Canales saw Excel traits and he was like, hey, you know what? He reminds me of DK, and what we did with DK, maybe we could transform that into Excel. Maybe it could be that. I don't know. Just throwing something out there.
I mean, it could be.
Because when you look at their
You
bodies,
could be
right?
on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're both super physically, athletically gifted. You know what I mean? And we saw how that worked out with DK in Seattle. So maybe Canales was like, hey, maybe if I have
Yeah.
the same approach with Excel, maybe the same thing will happen. But 2 years is 2
That
years.
very.
Yeah.
Yeah. That very well could be the truth. We if you look at Dave Canales' track record when it comes to wide receivers, he do like big physical wide receivers,
Mm-hmm.
especially at the X position. But my thing is, you drafted XL. You moved up one spot from the top of the second to the bottom of the first. You took XL, so you had the 5th-year option. Then Dave later came out and said, that this could that XL will possibly be a project. Well, to me, in my eyes, that was mistake number one. You don't waste a first round draft pick
On a
on a
project.
potential on a project.
Yeah.
My thing is your first 2 or first 3 rounds, you're trying to find starters that can come in and contribute. And at the time when XL was drafted, I didn't think he was ready to come in and contribute. I had Lamb McConkey, Ricky Pearsall, and Keon Coleman ahead of Xavier Legette. So for me, and I'll say this again, I never had high expectations for Xavier Legette. Never been on the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me that he's where he's at currently right now. Now there's a lot of other people in Panther Nation, that's holding his feet to the fire, or wanting to say that he's a bum for not this and that. I'm not saying that about the young man because, like I said, I didn't have high expectations for him from the beginning. But what I will say, if you're drafted in the first round, regardless if the coach think you're a developmental piece or it's going to take some time or where the case may be, there's things that I've seen from him on the field that doesn't look like he has progressed, and it's just beyond just catching the football. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more to it than just catching the football. When the following year they draft another wide receiver that came in and became the number 1 wide receiver, and that year they drafted you number 1, there's an undrafted free agent rookie that's the number 2 wide receiver. So there's 2 wide receivers, one that was signed the year you were drafted, and one the following year that's currently ahead of you right now on the depth chart, right? And then there's another wide receiver they just drafted this year that could potentially be the 3rd wide receiver. So when you look at that and you factor all that in, forget the reasonings. Let's just clear the plate with that. Let's just look at what we have done since you have been drafted in the first round at the wide receiver spot. There's 2 wide receivers right now currently ahead of you and there's a potential third one that you're in a battle with. Now, how is anybody supposed to look at that and honestly feel good and think, oh, that he's miraculously going to have this breakout season?
Right.
I mean, so if we speaking real about it, if we being truth about XL, so let's be truthful about the whole situation. If you are the number 3 wide receiver, you will not get that amount of share targets to have a breakout season.
Right.
And that's just facts. You ain't finna get 7 to 10 targets a game to put you in a position to break out. You ain't finna get 5 or 6 targets a game to put you in a position to break out.
Let me ask you a
I
question,
promise
Tony.
you, those
What's a breakout season in numbers? What do you call a breakout number and accolades to have a
for
breakout
who?
season for anybody?
For
For the
XL?
for the Carolina Panthers. For you, what do you say is a breakout season for a wide receiver?
Do substantially better than what you did the year before?
That's not breakout. Come on now. Come on. You said keep it
You
real
no,
Damn,
now.
bro, my audio
Papa.
bugging out.
Hold on.
Come on now, Tony.
So what you can't do is ask me a question. Then when I give you an answer, you can't tell me that I'm wrong in my answer because you don't agree with it. Now you can't do that.
I didn't say
You
you're
asked
wrong.
me a
I
direct.
said, come on now. I didn't say
Well,
you're
you
wrong.
asked me. Well, I don't know why you even said come on because you asked me a question and I gave you my response. If Ted McMillan came in last year and only put up 400 yards and then turned around the second year and put up 1,000, that's a
Uh-huh.
breakout year. That's a breakout year. If Jalen Coker in 11 games only put up 350, 400 yards, but then he
Uh-huh.
played 17 games and put up 900 to close to 1,000, that's a breakout year. If
So
you
so
if you put up
mhm.
450, 500 your first year and 400 your second year, you haven't broken out.
So just doing better than what you did the year before is a breakout year.
I said substantially better.
Substantially. Okay.
Substantially better. Yes.
So all right. Okay,
Let
let's go.
me
Let's go. Let's go with that.
hold
Let's go
on.
with that.
Let me give you details on that. So you can't, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion,
Yeah, that's cool.
you can't have 500 yards and then the next year you have 650 yards and that's a breakout season.
Right.
That's not a breakout season to me.
Okay.
Right. But if you have 500 yards and you turn around, you have 900 yards or better as a wide receiver. Yeah, I think that's a breakout season. You have double the production that you had the year before.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in the last 3 years, which wide receivers, let's say 2 years, which wide receivers had a breakout year?
For Carolina?
Yeah.
Only wide receiver I would say in my mind that had a breakout year, and this is why I say he had a breakout year, is Jalen Coker his first year because he was an undrafted free agent. You had no
I agree with you on
expectations.
that.
You had no expectations for Jalen Coker, none whatsoever, none. And if anybody said they had expectations for undrafted free agent his rookie year, then I got a bridge in the desert I want to say that has no road on it.
So you talk
Nobody had expectations for Jalen Coker. Yes, he
okay.
missed the first 6 games his rookie season and missed the first 6 games his second season. But you know what he has done when he's been on the field? He's been very productive. He has proven to be a go-to receiver in critical downs, and the young man has not dropped a pass in 2 years. That's highly production. That's high production for undrafted free agent. To now say that he is the number 2 receiver on your team and just got a contract extension. Now, how often does that happen for an undrafted player at wide receiver? Now, you tell me that.
It doesn't happen often, but
Yeah, that
it's better than what you did the year before. Huh. Okay.
Say that again.
I got a different definition of breaking out, but that's cool. Yeah.
Okay, what? I gave you mine. Give me yours.
So I think when you're a breakout player as far as wide receiver, is you are now a threat. Like you have set a presidency that everybody in the NFL or at least in your division, oh yeah, number so and so, yeah, he's definitely, and the numbers also has to um show it as well. It can't just be where you came from or how long you've been here or where you came from. I don't care about that because once you're on that field, you are an NFL player. What I care about is your production and the numbers that go with it. To me, that's what makes a breakout player. Because yes, it also goes with, you did see him coming, but also what did he do? 300 yards to me ain't no breakout player. 400 yards ain't no breakout player. That's just, to me. I just don't use breakout player as to the numbers and the production for me. But I can get what you're saying. If
Yeah.
either XL came out this past year and they gave us 800 yards, I'll say, yeah, he broke out. If Coker would have gave 800 yards, oh yeah, he broke out. But that 400 range, to me, I don't think neither one of them has really broken out. I think they can,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say they're breakout players. No.
Gotcha.
I think it's
Nick,
that both.
go ahead, Big
Go ahead,
Tight. Go
Tony.
ahead,
My
my
bad.
bad.
Go ahead. You good,
No,
Tony?
no, it's on you, Big Tight. Go ahead.
Okay. I was
Man,
just
I
gonna
can't hear
say,
nothing.
I was gonna say, I just think both of y'all giving good definitions of breakout. Y'all just giving two different types of breakout.
Exactly.
I think what Tony gave was a great example of somebody who had no expectations and he exceeded everything you even thought you was gonna get with him. So I most definitely think that's a breakout because he exceeded everything. You weren't expecting nothing from him. You probably just thought he was gonna be a camp body, but he exceeded all expectations. And then I see what you talking about popping, as far as somebody popping out the next year and you weren't expecting it, and they just had that breakout year. They just have like maybe 1,100 yards and breakout. So I just think y'all talking about two different types of breaking out. But I think both are breakout. It's just different types of breakout to me from what I'm understanding what y'all talking.
Go ahead, Nick. What you got? Hold on, but before you go, Nick, shout out to Will Robinson, my man, Tip Drill Will with the $5 super chat. He said XL has improved in my estimate. XL got overtaken by T-Mac was obvious. He's a top 10 pick. Okay, appreciate that $5 super chat, Will. Go ahead, Nick. What you got? Nick Tri-State. Go ahead, Big Tight. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say
Yeah, go
something
ahead.
else too, man. I think as a receiver, man, he catches a lot of catches with his body, like cradle catches with his body too, man. I think sometimes he jumps and catch passes when he don't have to jump because he catches it with his body. Like I say, I'm not big on XL, man. I gotta wait and see on him, man. That's just me though. I gotta wait and see. On him, man. It just certain things with him where he should be and he not. As a receiver, and we talked a little bit about. I think now it is with these young guys coming up, how much they 7-on-7, and how much they're going to high school now and in college.
You cutting in and out, Tight. You cutting out, Big Tight.
Okay, can you hear me now, or do I need to jump out? Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you. No, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm in the truck, so sometimes it might be going in and out.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I was just saying, I think XL should be farther along as a receiver when like I know Tony, these young kids now they throwing the ball early, so it seems like he should be farther along than what he is because of how much these guys throwing the ball nowadays with the 7-on-7 camps and even in college. Seem like he should be farther along as far as where he at as a receiver. That's just me though.
Right.
but I just think with Chris Brazzell, with his ability and what he did in college and his speed and size, man, I think it's just gonna be a matter of time. I think it's just gonna be a matter of time, man. Because I'm a Georgia fan and I've seen what he did to Georgia. I seen what he
Right.
did to Georgia, and
Hey,
he got some talent, man.
my bad, Nick. I thought you was up
Nah,
on
you good,
stage,
bro.
man.
Nah, you good. You good.
What you got?
My audio's been kind of wacky, so I don't know. Y'all can hear me though.
Yeah. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. What you
Um,
got?
everyone, per usual, Tony. Everyone makes great points. I gotta say real quick, Tone. I admire how you do your
Yeah.
shows. I wish more people kind of took notes on how you did your show. Um, you're doing an exceptional job moderating. Um,
I appreciate that, my brother.
I think what we can't lose track of as well, right, is the business side of football. Right. We just re-signed
But
Coker. Yep.
hold that
Yes,
thought,
sir.
Nick, before because I skipped over this. Shout
Yeah,
out
you
to
good, brother?
Reality
Of
Beats
course.
for the $4.99 super chat. He said Browser caught a 25-75 catch over two pro defenders. I haven't seen Excel catch a 50-50 ball yet in the NFL. All right. Appreciate that $4.99 super chat. Go ahead, Nick.
We just re-signed Coker. Obviously T Mac's gonna be in line for an extension probably within the next couple of years. You just signed Brazel, right? So it's like we just signed Coker. If XL pops off, now we're in a tough decision. $23.6 million, Big Titan Tony. I don't know. Especially with the money you just invested in Coker and you're going to have to invest in Ted McMillan. I think we can't underestimate the fact that maybe, just maybe, because I'm in a group chat with a bunch of Panther fans on Twitter, and there's a couple guys who do real estate in the Carolinas who are, pretty connected. There's a guy in my group chat, bro. I'm gonna keep him nameless, but he said that XL's people, he knows some of XL's people. He's saying XL's people have already requested a trade. Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, it kind of makes sense when you look at the addition of Brazel. Maybe they're keeping it under wraps. They're trying to boost his stock up. You got Dom Capers talking so highly of him. Oh, he looks great. Obviously, it could just be trade bait talk. The better we make XL look, the more appealing he looks to the team. Why would we pay XL when we just paid Coker and we're gonna have to pay Tet and we just drafted a rookie? Like, let's really look at this from a lens, like a deep from a let's not look at it tunnel vision. Let's look at the big picture type thing. You know what I mean? It makes way
Right.
more sense to trade XL, get compensation. Now you have his replacement under a rookie contract for the next 4 years, right? You just signed Coker on a deal for 3 years, and you're gonna have to re-sign Tet. So it's like, business wise, which option sounds better? I think the trading XL option sounds better business wise, and we can't ever lose track of the business side of football. Can't. That's
Right.
just as important. The money side. Why would we want? We've put so much money into the defense the last 2 years. And if someone's talking, please let me know because like I said, my audio cut out. I'll just shut up.
Nah, you good. Go ahead, Nick.
Um, But we just put so much money into the defense. It's like, why would we turn around and have to start throwing money at the receivers when we're potentially more than likely gonna have to also pay the quarterback after this year? You know what I mean? So it's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm looking at it like that too.
All right. Big Tight, what you got?
You know what? He make a good point. He makes some good points as far as if you're looking at it money wise, business wise, because we're not gonna be able to pay everybody. But that is a good point money wise. If you look at it like that, at that aspect. But I don't know, man. I think they're trying to give them every opportunity because they know they drafted them as a project. They know they drafted them as a project. I think they're trying to give them every opportunity. And I think this year, man, I think if he go out there, and I think that you saying that, Tony, if he don't produce by bye week, he might get swapped out. Was that you saying that?
No, I don't believe that he'll be traded this year. I don't
Yeah,
believe that.
I agree with you. I don't think he get traded, but I think if he's still kind of like the same type of Excel we've been seeing, I do think he might be after the bye week. He could possibly get switched out.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible. You know what I mean. Anything is possible. This is just the third year of his rookie deal. I mean, technically, they got they got one more year after this year.
Right.
Before they really have to exercise whether they're going to pick up his 5th-year option or extend him. I personally don't believe that they would pick up his 5th-year option because it would cost too much. It would cost too much money for him to be wide receiver 3 or lower. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not going to pay your wide receiver. I mean, who what team do you know or ever heard of franchise they wide receiver 3?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know one. If somebody know one, please let me know. But I do not know where wide receiver 3 gets franchised. So just like Nick was just saying, and like you agree, just from the business side of it, yes. No, I do not believe he'll be traded this year, but I also don't believe that his 5th-year option is going to be picked up. So you can see possibly next year next year I don't after next year I don't think he will be here now. Whether they make an in-season trade or wait till after year 4 to make a trade, that would be crazy because if you don't pick up his 5th-year option and he becomes an unrestricted free agent at the end of year 4. So a decision will have to be made before the end of the season next season. Same thing happened with Devin Lloyd, who we have now. The Jaguars didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So he became an unrestricted free agent, even though he made second team all pro in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they ain't had the money.
They didn't have the money. They didn't have the money because they're in cap hell right now. But like I said, just off production, I don't think anybody would say that honestly that they think Carolina would pick up his 5th-year option. Because if they did, my first question is based on what?
Right.
Yeah. Go
Right.
ahead,
Because you
Papa. I
get.
think we can hear you now.
Hey, Tony, right quick. I appreciate you letting me come on, man. I'm gonna jump off. I got to go in here and pick this load up. But I appreciate you letting me come on, Tony.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Don't
Good
forget to
talking to
hit
you,
that
Big
like
Tight. I'll
button if
get
you
at
haven't
you.
already. Hit that
Okay.
like button on your way out.
Oh, you know, I got you. I got you.
Hey, y'all go subscribe to
All
Big
right.
Tight channel too. You heard? It's Big Tight. I'll be over there.
Oh, he got a channel? Oh, he
Yeah,
left.
man. It be popping over there too.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a channel.
Yeah, you know, Big Tight. He
Okay.
keeps it kind of on the low. You know, he one of those. Yeah. He don't like to advertise
All
himself
right.
like that. I'll be trying to do that for
So
him.
anybody got anything else to say about Xavier Legette before we move on?
Nah, we can
Yeah,
move
I mean,
on, big brother.
basically, I mean, I'm not saying he's great or anything like that. I'm just saying that, uh, we've had other issues on this team that everybody told me to be patient about. Because I got to be patient with them. I just don't see why can't nobody else be patient with them.
All right. All right. Nick, you got anything else?
Nah, we good.
All right. So Legette stock is up, but the role is not won. Sunday earned him more opportunity. Now he has to stack practices. The standard is not whether he can make one impressive catch. The standard is whether Bryce Young and the coaching staff can trust him to be in the right place, win through contact, finish catches, and execute the complete assignment consistently. That is the difference between a talented receiver and a dependable offensive role player. All right. So our next segment here, we're going to be talking about the 5 offensive tests. All right. So everybody know today is Tuesday, padded practice, the first one of the training camp. It should give us better information in 5 specific areas. And these are the 5 tests that I deem that matter. So number 1, you got the 5-man communication. You have to see the same defensive look, pass off rushers cleanly, and avoid free rush lanes. Number 2, protect identification, recognize overloads, assign blitzes correctly, and locate the hot read. Number 3 is the pocket depth and width. Keep the edge rushers wide, control interior depth, give Bryce room to step up. Number 4 is running game movement. Create physical movement, secure the edge, open real running lanes. All right. Number 5 is handling pressure looks. Execute against stunts, sort out simulated pressures, and answer blitzes correctly. All right. So back to number 1. The offensive line must work as one unit. Walker is at left tackle, Freeland is at right tackle, and the interior group is still rotating due to injuries. When pass come on, the key is simple. Do all the same? Do they all see the same defensive look? Who sets the protection? Can the pass rushers can they pass off rushers cleanly? And do they avoid the free rush lanes? Talent doesn't matter if the unit isn't on the same page. What you guys feel about the 5-man communication that I have listed? Nick, you can go first.
This is for the offense. I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty,
offensive line, really.
pretty for the offense. Yeah, this is pretty spot on. I mean, execute against stunts, absolutely. Sort out. See that's yeah. This is pretty accurate, Tone. This is pretty accurate, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dog. Pretty
All
on point.
right.
I'm gonna screenshot this, homie. Could I do that?
Yeah, you can screenshot
I
it.
can screenshot this,
You
homie.
definitely can.
Word. I
Yeah,
like
okay.
this. I like this, brother. I like this.
This is for y'all, the fans. This ain't
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
like this,
gatekeeping.
bro. I like this.
Poppin',
As
what
long
you
as we
got?
could do like avoiding free rush lanes and executing against stunts, like if we could do that, we'll be all right. Everything else will take care of itself.
Here, let me clear so you can see it. All right. Poppin', what you got?
Yeah, I have no disagreements with it at all. No, I think it's on point.
Oh, okay. All right. So number 2, the protection identification. You can't block everyone, so the offense must correctly identify danger before the snap. So again, recognize overloads. Who picks up extra rushers? Does the line adjust to overloads? Does the running back pick up blitzers? Does Bryce
Mhm.
Young know where the hot read is? So that's all a part of number 2, protection identification. Number 3, pocket depth and width. The pocket has to stay clean and open. The tackles must keep the rushers wide. Interior alignment must prevent pressure up the middle. Bryce needs space to step up and throw. If the edge or interior collapses, the pocket breaks down fast. Tuesday will show if the tackles can hold up against real speed and power. How y'all feel about 2 and 3?
I
Papa,
like
you go
it.
first. Hold on, Papa, you go first.
Yeah, I think once again you aced the test on that one.
All right, Nick, what you got?
I think with protection identification, I think the hardest thing obviously is to recognize the bluffers too, right? The guys who are bluffing the
Yeah.
blitz. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's obviously the trickiest part of it all. But yeah, if you got guys who could absolutely 1000% correctly identify, like, hey, he's bluffing, he's not really coming, that's that major key.
All right. Okay. So test 4 is the running game movement. This is about physical rush. Can the line move defenders off the ball? I've always said in the trenches, with the offensive line, you're trying to go 1 yard forward and the defense is trying to go 1 yard forward. The that who can move the line of scrimmage in their favor typically wins the battle. Whoever moves whoever wins the line of scrimmage in the trenches typically wins the battle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're offensive line and you continuously getting pushed back, you're probably losing the battle. If you are a defensive line and you're getting continuously pushed back 1 or 2 yards, you're probably going to lose the battle. So that's why the trenches is so important. You know, we as fans, we get caught up in everything that goes on the outside, whether it's the wide receivers, the quarterback, the running back. You know, we talk about the cornerbacks, the linebackers, the safeties, but it's in the trenches. In the trenches is where the battle is won. If you don't win inside, whatever happens on the outside does not matter. I can't say that enough. Whatever happens, if you don't win on the inside, the outside does not even matter. I don't care who's at quarterback, who's at wide receiver. If your quarterback is getting killed, continuously getting moved off his spot, continuously getting hands put on him in some way, shape, form, or fashion, you cannot win the battle. You can't have 1,000-yard receiver. You can barely pass for 3,000 yards, 2,000 yards. All that is because of what happens in the trenches. All right. So, I was just talking about number 4, the running game movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And number 5, handling pressure looks. All right. Defenses will confuse the offense with stunts and blitzes. Somebody, hey Nick, hit your mute button for me. All right. Defenses will confuse the offense with stunts and blitzes. Linemen must pass off rushers correctly. Running backs must pick up blitzes. Receivers must adjust to coverage changes. Bryce must react quickly and get the ball out. The offense doesn't need perfection, just correct answers under pressure. So, Nick, tell me how you feel about 4 and 5. All right, Poppin, what you got?
Yeah, I think it's correct. I mean, you gotta, secure the edge. Um, the I am questioning now that you said that about the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're going off of Jonathan Brooks' tape, wasn't the greatest blocker. So he's
That
gonna
is
have to tighten.
facts.
He's gonna have to tighten up on that. Chuba's a willing and pretty solid blocker. He's gotten demolished here and there, but you could pretty much count on him. I
Yeah.
haven't seen ATN be in that situation. I'm sure Quadzilla. I don't think he should be here. If he makes it, I guess he's probably pretty decent. He needs to go kick rocks. So I think that's very important too, especially with us having, a newer right tackle. I believe that's where a lot of pressure is going to come from. That and in the
Mm-hmm.
middle. Um, I believe that's the weak points. Well, I would say the unexperienced areas is that middle and that right side. So it's going to be key to have running backs to block for sure.
Right. Right. What you got, Nick?
I think to piggyback off your trenches thing, like you said, if that D line, if your offensive line is constantly getting pushed back, man, it's like a boxer taking body shots early in a fight. You know, by that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round, that them arms gonna be low, and you gonna teed off on. Same thing in football, in essence. If you getting pushed up front early, and the defense knows that, oh man, you win for a long day. Long day. So
Yeah.
yeah, 1,000. That's a 1,000% right there. What you were saying about the trenches. That's probably the only. I mean, the pressure looks. That's gonna be major key, not just on the offensive line, but also on Bryce. right? How he's going to manage and how he's going to adjust. We just heard Bryce just say in the interview, we just found out yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw that quote. Bryce is going to have more control of the offense. He's going to have more opportunities to call audibles and do things of that nature. So, you know, we're gonna see. This has got big boom or big bust potential if Bryce
Yeah.
got more freedom in the
I think I
offense
heard
now.
Tommy Trimble mention that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So you know, we're gonna see now what Bryce has learned, and you know, all his through his trials and tribulations of these 3 years. Because what he does worse, like when he is getting pressured, that's when we see Bryce at his worst. To be honest, we're just gonna keep it a buck. You know, just like with a lot of great quarterbacks, you want to beat them, you got to get
Right.
to them. Bryce gets a little frantic. Let's see how he adjusts, though. You know, this is like he's stepping into his manhood, like as far as a quarterback now. He's getting more freedom to call audibles, call hot routes, do things of that nature. So he's like he's entering the realm of being a real quarterback now. You know.
Right. Right.
I'm a real
Right.
boy.
Hey, listen, you gotta groom them up, and then you gotta let them go, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them be out in the world by themselves. See how they do it.
All
Can't
right. So I have a question for you guys, and Nick, you can go first. Given Sunday's improvement, what matters more for Carolina's offense? Early execution or Tuesday's padded test? I should
you
have
said
said
two,
practice.
two, two I mean,
Tuesday's padded practice.
yeah, today. I
Yeah.
don't think there is practice today. I don't think they're having padded
He
No,
said
practice.
Tuesday. He said Tuesday.
Tuesday. I said Tuesday on execution or
Oh, tomorrow,
Tuesday's
tomorrow, tomorrow. Yeah, yeah,
padded
yeah.
test.
No, early execution. Always execution. All execution. Absolutely.
Okay. What you got popping?
Yeah, I would say early execution. They got to get on a rhythm early. They got to
Mm-hmm.
find a r- a a correspondence where they all can get on the same page. I it's hard to watch these highlights because, like I say, no matter how much I might pull for a guy just because I want to be successful, it is
Right.
hard to not see guys with pads on, not to see no defender in front of them. It just leaves so much for the imagination.
Right.
But
Right.
at the end of the day, I mean, if I'm kind of go back to what you said earlier about the the rules, and I know you asked about them tightening up the rules. I wish they would kind of loosen
Mhm.
back up because I think that's also a problem. I think they need a little bit more time with all the pads on. They need
Oh,
that
you
tape.
talking about the CBA?
Yeah, I think they need it. Like I think they only practice with pads on like once a week. Is that really enough? So that being said, going bringing it back to where we are. Let me land this plane. Uh, I think you just need more, so that way you can have that continuity.
Mm, okay. All right. Hey, we've been in here for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I would greatly appreciate it if you show love to the show. There is a pinned comment at the top of the chats in YouTube if you're watching through YouTube. To my PayPal. My daily goal is $25. All right. Not trying to pay the rent or anything like that. Just a little $25. If you're on your computer or a laptop, if you're able, there's a QR code at the top right of the screen. You can scan that QR code, support the show. I would greatly appreciate it if you're enjoying the conversation and debate this morning. If you enjoyed the topics, the energy and the vibes that Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk has brought to you on this fine Monday morning. We do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Show a little love to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. If you do send something by PayPal, let me know that you did it so I can properly shout you out for that. Okay. $25 is my daily goal, and I would appreciate it if we can hit that for the day. All right. Frankie C said we drafted the wrong quarterback. It is what it is. I got you, Frankie. All right. So, anybody got anything else?
I'm just looking at the training camp schedule. So we do have padded practice tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we have a walkthrough Thursday, and then Fan Fest is obviously
Mm-hmm.
Friday. So man, it's coming up fast,
Yeah.
fellas. It's coming up fast.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it
Yep.
is.
Hall of Fame game. What? 2 weeks? Not even. Week and a half.
It's August 7th, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in a week and a half. We got the Hall of Fame game.
So I believe it's next week.
Yeah,
I
next
believe
Thursday, I
I
think.
believe yeah, next Thursday. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me give my daily camp verdict. One fact that mattered: the offense answered Sunday after the defense controlled the first two practices. One conclusion I am willing to make: Xavier Legette earned more opportunity with his performance. One conclusion that remains premature: Legette has not secured a guaranteed role, and Carolina offense has not proved it can win consistently when the pass come on. The biggest question entering Tuesday is whether Sunday's execution can survive increased physicality and defensive pressure. That is the next test. All right. Um, do not confuse evidence with the verdict. The NFLPA's review of Nic Scourton injury is appropriate, but the review itself does not prove Carolina violated the CBA. Let the video, the coaching instructions, and the rule determine the answer. New Orleans swept Carolina last year, but that does not guarantee the Saints will do it again. It does mean the Panthers have to prepare for Tyler Shuck, Chris Olave, Jordan Tyson, and an opponent that already believes it can beat them. Xavier Legette had a strong Sunday, but one practice does not secure a role. He earned another opportunity. Now he has to stack the evidence. That is how we will cover training camp. Facts first, football context second. Then we debate what the evidence actually means. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend, hit the like button, subscribe, turn that post notification bell for me, select all so you'll be made aware whenever me or CJ go live, because I stream to both channels. If you want to support the show and join the deeper football conversation, consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the YouTube description. We're getting ready to ramp up over there. That's where a lot of the film breakdown, deeper discussions, player prospects, upcoming draft eligible prospects throughout the season. That's where that stuff will go down over on Patreon. So check it out, become a member, and yeah, make sure again you check the comments and the description for all the links connected to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. All right. So until next time, my people, keep pounding.